wanted to know, because you faced Nongshim yesterday, right? You must have watched their VOD, etc. So I wanted to have your little like insight and thoughts on why they're a great team according to you.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't let me back on the stage again today, so I've got to watch Nongshim from here. I think they're a fantastic team just because of how coordinated they are. We've seen this throughout the year. They make the most of a lot of the meta, but also just they start the round in a way where they know exactly what they're doing. Halfway through the round, they then make a really clear decision. They know exactly what they're doing, and then they've got a huge amount of talent to clean up at the end.
Yeah, who's their best player?
I think Danby got Neon nerfed at the beginning of the year, but I think it's Ivy so far for me. I think he's put in a fantastic performance this event so far.
Fair enough. Danby and Ivy, du coup, première question, vous avez affronté Nongshim hier, c'était compliqué. J'imagine que tu as dû regarder beaucoup de VOD, etc. Pourquoi est-ce qu'ils sont forts selon toi? Énormément de decision-making collectif, ils trouvent les solutions ensemble, ils sont impressionnants, toujours même en milieu de round. Et pour moi, le meilleur joueur actuellement de Nongshim, c'est Ivy. And last but not least, even though the result, didn't go your way, etc., what do you want to be taking back, to Berlin from this weekend in Paris? I mean, this entire week in Paris, and also EWC.
I think we've been enjoying a bit of the weather, and the sun's been nice to actually be in Paris and be somewhere else. But I think ultimately the biggest thing is just getting to see the fans, getting to see all of you guys that have come to actually support. Unfortunately, not today. But yeah, being able to actually share a little bit more time with the club and feel like we are part of something that is a lot bigger than us. So it's nice.
Absolument. Donc dernier petit mot de balle pour les fans. Ravi d'avoir pu vous rencontrer évidemment toute cette semaine. Merci à tous pour votre support. And let's see if Nongshim can or not take the win on this first map.
What does it take to beat Nongshim? Well, that's not a question that Pal can answer, but it looks like 100 Thieves may have come in with that question pre-filled. They played a blinder in that first, especially the second quarter. They come in with a complete awareness of what Nongshim want to do. They're ready for every piece of aggression. They seem to have protocols to deal with it, especially around mid in that late stage for Danby. He was not having even close to the success that we saw yesterday, where at times we had to question if he was even mortal.
Well, onto the attack they go. Versus G2, that's where we saw the most improvement, but Cryo has been on a tear. His attack side lurks definitely were a big part of holding on to a lot of that pressure. Even still though, RB's gone TPing into the site. The ground is being claimed with a pre-take in from the defensive side. They're not just going to sit back and cower away from this Nongshim side. They will take the fight before they can get the spike down. A brilliant round, a clean round, and a pistol that will hold a lot of value.
Oh, that is a big step in the right direction now. I'm seeing MBS looking very comfortable on that side of the stage. As you said, you come into this, you feel like it could be a punish, but it's looking for 100 Thieves like it very much is something that they have prepared for day and night. The pistol, the cherry on top after a solid first half, a resurgence as well. The wind fully in their sails at 8-5.
Yeah, saving a map for the semi-finals.
Oh, that's a Spectre.
Is crazy. But yeah, a solo
Spectre with
no shield,
no
Spectre.
shields. Yeah.
All right, so he's going to ace. I'm ready.
I think he might have bought that as the barrier went up. I genuinely think that was a mistake.
We'll have to ask. Or maybe we'll never know.
Oh!
It's not gone fantastically well for Francis and his Spectre, but there is one Spectre that's shining on the other side. Cryo continuing his reign of terror. As only Ivy stands and Cryo's there with 4 to his name. A big round individually, maybe not the player you want to get your orbs on, but I don't think they're going to care.
I don't think that they're going to be very happy on Nongshim Red Force, on Francis in particular.
They'll just buy a sheriff and headshot everyone, it's fine.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it does work a lot of the time. Look at him, he makes that big investment, he jumps to the side, and he gets picked out of the air.
He's just going to be the util boy. Util boy for this round. You sit back, put in the stuns, as long as he can afford his aftershock.
It's just so unlucky. He's like, oh, I bought this probably by accident, but I'll see what I can do with it. Just immediately blind fired at, caught in the crossfire. Now for 100 Thieves, set up close on A main. This is nasty. Timotino's going to be spotted, but there's a flash prime from right behind him. No, there's not. As soon as ran away, Timotino's dead. He's been sold to the Wolves, and they're eating good with Asuna. Good work to at least find the one, but much more needed. As players drop like fries, it will... Fries? Well, fries
put him in the bag, bro. Put him in the bag.
Fries drop into the deep fat fryer. It's all good.
Sure, why not?
Cryo's in 1v3. They know where he is. They're all now grouping up on this angle as well. Well, actually, no. I guess they're not. X-Rush just walked across with his knife out, so they're not certain.
Another one way. It's going to make it awkward, and Cryo's been good, but that one was a bridge too far. The stinger that was on Francis didn't play too much of a part in the end, and you can see the sheer pace that this attack side of Nongshim will look to try and bring through into some of these rounds. This is where things should get a little bit more interesting, though. The rifles on the board for both sides. The first full investment, the only ultimate online, the neural theft, which, okay, if Nongshim tried to pull off a ruse, might affect the round, but by the looks of it, they're gambling on this A side once again.
Certainly looks to be. Timotino's happy about that, at least. But the first pick, Paranoia, landed on a couple. They're forced back, and that staggers the fight.
One enemy remaining.
Leaves Bang and Asuna. Some easy duels and double digits seemingly on the board for 100 Thieves. This was a big round for Nongshim. The rifle for Ivy left on the other side of the map, and I think now they're going to start to get an idea of what 100 Thieves are looking for early on. Like, it's been a lot of presence on that A side. A lot of utility swinging out, not just from Timotino, but it's the fact that Asuna is there. You have the Phoenix flashes, you had the Paranoia from Bang coming deep.
Okay. That was nice and clean.
I like the reposition, but I think he stepped a little bit too much. I'm almost certain Vora heard him, and there's a ping on the map right here. Yeah, he's got those pieces of info connected. Double digits, locked in for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it looks like they're fairly in control of this at this point. Those explosive moments of those 5 rounds in the middle of the pack. It seemed like it could be the same steamroller that we saw yesterday. And then 100 Thieves have learned to soak up that pressure. They had responses to that same side A aggression that they failed to hold in the last round in their bonus. And already we're going to see the pause out of Nongshim. Now they are a team that are quite happy, if the moment feels right, to invest even 2 pauses back to back in a row if they feel that they are necessary. But it looks like we're going to have them talk things over in this circumstance to see if they can find a solution, and quick as well, because you coming up with that punish, sure, I don't think that I sit there and look at Lotus and feel like it's a dominant in either side. In fact, both teams have beaten an EMEA team in overtime. Those are the victories they've had throughout this tournament so far on Lotus. But even still, when you go into Sunset, a map your opponent hasn't played, and they look this comfortable, it does seem like 100 Thieves are coming today with a game plan.
I will look at Nongshim as well, though, and my genuine wonder is, have they tripped themselves up? They're still playing the game the way that they want to with that late round aggression. Think of the defense, the round that we said they should have pushed up to 6 on, and even more perhaps. They end up in a 5v3 off of playing the comp the right way. But in the late round, with the advantage, they go back to their scrappy style. They look for the fights, they push too much. And the comp isn't really allowing them to do that. It's a burst of aggression, it's a trap play, and a reset. Nongshim skipped the resets, and now they've been put miles behind. A chance to fight back here. Rifles in hand for a majority. But Danby down already.
Yeah, they've managed to at least deal with the ult. And then Ivy's hit the shot to Timotino. That's going to level the playing field. Shot dart into the back of side will do damage, but the kills are going one way and one way alone. In fact, they're all going the way of Nongshim. A back and forth on this A side of the map, but some very low players. RB, one of them, 2 HP. Flash, he's going to re-peek on 2 health. That's almost too easy. Weapon now retrieved, but Francis holding in the corner might just have done enough. It comes down to 1. Cryo has been the best player so far, but that time has been ticking for quite a while. And his opponent in Ivy is just waiting for him to try and make his move. He'll get it to half a leaf, maybe even try and stick it a little further, but he lands the shot at the last second. Has he got the diffuser? Oh! He has! Cryo, once again, it's going to close out a round for 100 Thieves.
That is a crazy clutch from him. It felt like it was played pretty well on the other side. Ivy ran the clock down as much as he could, even went in for the shoulder peek at the end there. And from his perspective, there's a good chance that it's being stuck. The time is so low, not many would have the balls to stop at this stage, allowing the reveal to come through while he's still crouched down below. And you can see even at the end, they weren't sure he had it, but a big win, a big fight as well, right off rip. 100 Thieves, they changed the regression to the B side, but they found, oh, the TP from Bang, they thought he left! What? But somehow, he survives in the shadows, a corner, unchecked, and Nongshim needing a clutch now. A 1v2 with Bang still in their way. It is his round and his alone to put 100 Thieves on 12.
God, I think he would have put Houdini to shame with the way he managed to disappear from vision and then reappear in a spot that nobody expected. Not one player was ready for Bang in that corner. And no surprise, I think we're going to be seeing another pause. Just look, they're swapping guns, and it's the object from Francis. That moment is going to be in the back of his head for quite some time. He looks to check if somebody's there, but it's a half check, and they're punished for it.
They'd already killed 2 players. They saw re-aggression coming out, and why would he still be there? And then just further reinforcement. You hear that TP, and you think, anyone who was even cautious of him being around there, he's leaving. He's running away. Yeah. He's fleeing. Let's get around that corner and catch him. Losing sight. A small gap. And 100 Thieves use it to blow this map wide open for Nongshim. They are so far behind now. This is a squad that seemed to have a commanding lead at a point with a chance to push it even further. They failed to secure a lead at the halftime, and from there, 100 Thieves have emptied the vault. They've taken them for everything they're worth, with Nongshim almost guaranteed to need a reverse sweep for the grand final spot.
Yeah, back-to-back clutch rounds.
Bring them down.
And now Nongshim need to find 6 in a row. The thing is, they've been investing over the last few rounds, so it's not like they've been building up to a big buy. This is still them on the brink. Only a singular primary rifle, but they do have a couple of ults to play with. Now, we saw them on the defense use both of these in one round, and wow, blink and you miss it. Timotino's already got the first that could be putting map 1 on the board for 100 Thieves.
Nongshim sending this to the A side. Only one man stands there, but it is the demon from their darkest dreams, their nightmares in the previous Bang. In the corner, put 100 Thieves up to 12. Timotino's not stopping either. He's pushing forward, but Bang will have to hold his ground, but the reinforcements are coming. A tag up onto Francis. He's down to 10 HP, and what was previously 1 man on this A site is now 3, is now 4. In fact, 100 Thieves have wrapped in heavy, and it seems like Nongshim are going to take advantage of that. The spike's going the other way.
Playing off site. Nice shot from Dambi. He tries this as a ruse. The TP is going to give the information that they are outside that side of the map. Already rolling Thunder in, but it's not going to connect onto anybody. They'd left that back moment of the site. Shock dart in. Plant will be coming through with 7 seconds to spare, and this flank could end up being everything, but it needs to get a move on. In fact, I think he knows it, starts running it down behind, tries to give space, but it's Vora again, leaving RB as all that remains, and 100 Thieves from what was looking like a bit of a dangerous map, a map they banned all the way through the tournament so far. They have won it convincingly in the second half.
A remarkable performance from 100 Thieves, starting out behind and then running away with the game. For Nongshim, coming in today after dishing out an incredible defeat to Vitality. You thought that they would come in today as the biggest challenge 100 Thieves have ever faced, and yet we have seen them prepared for every trick up the sleeve of Nongshim. 100 Thieves starting this out 1-0, and it seems like there's danger for Korea's #1.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. Map number 1, 6-6 at half. So close, but then it's just rifled off yet again for 100 Thieves. And they get themselves that sunset, that unique pick that we weren't fully sure if they knew what they were doing, but they definitely knew what they were doing.
They definitely were. It was definitely a trap card, letting that map be permabanned the whole time that they've been playing here in EWC, as well as when the map was first introduced. 13-6, that's not a scoreline I would have expected, though. Kind of insane to see how 100 Thieves played on this map.
Yeah, I mean, gotta be disappointed if you're Nongshim. This was a map where we were impressed with them before. They brought that breach out. I was excited about it, but this is what happens if you play breach twice in a row. In my mind, you kind of get exposed.
Yeah, welcome back here to our analyst space. Joining us is Vitality head coach Pal.
Hey.
As Mitch gave that toss without knowing you were here.
I think it did, yeah.
That's messed up, Mitch.
Yeah,
also, big time joining us here. Yeah.
He just chose not to say anything.
Obviously, you got pulled in during that halftime interview with Lou, but what did you see so far from this match?
I think the biggest thing is just 100 Thieves, obviously, as you were saying, they've left it open in this series for a reason. They were ready for that pick. They kind of expected Nongshim to go, yep, there's a gap, there's an opportunity we can make the most of, and they've prepped really, really well. I think that's the clear bit. They were ready for that pick. They knew, as you said, what that breach was going to be doing every time, and they were absolutely on top of that.
Yeah, big time. You had a replay for us here in round 8, something that you wanted to see early on.
So this is like the success of Nongshim in a way. This is what the breach comp does the best. So when they can make it work like this, the rounds start to look beautiful. This defender half, I was getting a little bit excited. I was starting to feel good about Nongshim. But it was more as the game progressed. So this is truly old school Nongshim. They've been running this kind of strat on the map since 2024. It's all about enabling Dambi.
Yeah.
But then you see it more when we move across to that second half, especially. It stops working, it slows down, and the counters start to appear from 100 Thieves.
And that's the problem with Breach as a whole. When he's in any comp, is he starts to get kind of red really easily. And I feel like for Nongshim, they tried. That round was the only kind of wild card that they threw out there, but everything else was red by 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why we saw Cryo top the charts there, 400 Thieves, being that defensive cipher and just slowing down.
Hello. Good morning, chat. Hello, hi everyone.
Compositionally, you're kind of stunting yourself
We're
a
up.
little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yup.
I mean, you've said that they're playing into their style ultimately.
Yeah.
That's the biggest strength. That's the thing that makes Nongshim so brilliant and has got them this far. So you may we can't
Where
say
are we at?
restricting them as maybe putting a ceiling on what they can do, but also what they've already got planned out is something we know they're going to be executing consistently.
Yeah, and I think when you're looking at a player like Cryo, right, his defense side, his positioning was absolutely phenomenal, popping the cages at the right times, using those one-ways to get the spray downs, and I think he had way too many multi-frags than he should have. He should have been traded so many times, but he was just so good. Yeah, we didn't even know he had time for the spike. Insane.
He's too good. He's having a fantastic tournament so far, but exactly the way he's dancing around those sites is amazing to watch. I felt like he was never hit by the breach util. He was always able to stay alive, hang on, and get two every time they came to his site, which means it's impossible to attack into that.
It's kind of crazy too, because we usually see this kind of performance from Cryo on something like a chamber. On a Cypher though, he's been insane. Not getting the opening picks, but getting 3 almost every single time they hit his site is
over 300 ACS on that last one as we turn our focus now over to Lotus. That is map number 2. What are your thoughts about that map here for these two squads?
It's interesting because obviously Nongshim banded against us yesterday, so it's obviously a map they're clearly not too comfortable with. When we were looking at it in prep, it was one that was we were looking at to target as well. So I think, again, 100 Thieves have taken the same angle that Nongshim kind of did and going, right, here's a gap. Here's something we obviously back ourselves on that they look a little bit questionable with. We're going to go for it. Does that then mean that we end up seeing a similar surprising result on this map? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible. For Nongshim, we've seen it once here at EWC against Gentlemates, where it was a big overtime, but they got the job done. Ultimately, though, it's definitely not a map where they're incredibly comfortable. It feels the bigger, more open maps, I do think they tend to struggle if they can't do the, breeze. They like to slam A because they make A small. On Lotus, you can't do that, so I do worry here that they need to show a lot of resilience and bounce back, because 100 Thieves, they'll be feeling great about this map.
Listen, let's forget the history, right? 100 Thieves, they've been good at this map.
Okay.
Forget the history.
All right.
Based on that last map alone, 100 Thieves is winning this. Guys, there's no way. The macro, everything is looking so good.
That's an incredible setup for what's about to come. You would presume so.
Okay.
But you've never
I'll
seen
allow it.
Nongshim run it down.
Oh,
I have.
okay.
I was on the receiving end. It's not fun. You can win a first map against these guys, and then it doesn't go to plan after that.
Okay, true.
So who knows?
Well, that was my question. One thing that jumped out at me about EWC as a tournament as a whole is we've seen so many times people losing on their own map picks, including when they lose map 1, they're like, oh no. And then they go steal the map away. Why has that been so prevalent so far in this tournament?
I think it just comes down to preparation time. Like, you've got a wide range of teams that some have had loads of time, some have not had a huge amount of time. And when you've got international matchups that are quite new for the first time, and you don't necessarily understand exactly what it is like to play against a certain team, sometimes just that surprise factor can catch you off. Either because the players go, okay, this is now what it feels like, or the other team has gone, yeah, they're going to pick this map every time. We're just going to spend all night preparing for it.
I think to add on to your point as well, I think the meta sort of enables that to be the case. In the double duelists, we see a lot more Phoenix. We see the snowball start to get online very early for a lot of these teams. So it doesn't matter. It's, let's say it's your map pick, but the opponent wins a pistol. They win a bonus. They're in an advanced ult cycle here. It doesn't matter if you feel strong about the macro if you're getting run over every round.
Athena, your region is up 1-0. Give us the copion on why they're going to close it out here in 2.
Listen, I just know that Valorant is a momentum-based game. And based off what we're seeing right now, Nongshim, they're not showing me that they have a lot under their sleeves. It feels a little bit more 100 Thieves-sided. That crazy clutch coming in from Cryo, he's on fire. He's one of those players you really want to see perform. And if he's performing like that, and Asuna and Timotino come online, it's kind of GG's.
Is it 2-0 or 2-1? We're going to a map 3.
Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. I think this is going to be a 2-0, as much as I'd love to see Nongshim go on and win the whole event. Just for my sake more than anything else, I would put this down to a 2-0.
Very quick.
You guys are forgetting something really important.
Here we go.
Pacific will win. Pacific will always win. They come back reverse sweep time.
All right, before we get back with map number 2 of NRG versus BBL, before we get back with map 2 of this next matchup.
It's not over yet, Degon.
Don't forget, season 2 of Level Up with the EWC documentary will be back on Prime Video, so go check that out whenever you can. Take a look at the trailer.
Valorant has exploded into a global phenomenon.
Spike planted.
16 teams vied for the crown, but now only one will take it.
Watch their dreams shatter before them.
I remember watching Pokimane and trying to get a drop, and I was like super excited to get it, and I was just grinding the game with my brother. I started like really playing the game when I was like 14. Then by like 15, I realized that there is some potential here that could be done in this game. I started winning some tournaments, like local lands, and at some point I was like, maybe I could like go far.
I think he brings a lot to the team, his communication, his flexibility on the duelist role.
He's funny, making jokes, and at the same time he's like very serious and hardworking.
So Sayonara was someone that was really well known to basically everybody in the scene. He was playing in the Tier 2 leagues. He was looking fantastic statistically.
When I started playing, it was quite exciting. I was happy that I could be making a career out of the game.
There is no one that is able to bring all of those player skill sets along with the flexibility in his agent pool and still be able to deliver at the same level he does when he's at his best.
I said my family, I'm gonna be pro player. And they said, ignore it, go school. But I said, just trust me. And I trust myself too. And when I signed the contract, I proud myself too much.
He gives us energy, he gives us his aim, he gives us his brain. Like, everyone thinks he can only shoot, but he can do everything. Like, he can play every character, he can play every role. Like, he's a joker in our team.
It feels like people believe in me for a reason, because they know I'm good. So I take it as a compliment each time and try to prove to everyone that I am that guy and I can play as good as I can.
He's kind of like playing a lot, learning a lot, and kind of like trying to share it too.
He's not a player who wants absolutely to be micromanaged, for coaches to be involved in everything. He's very confident in what he has, in the things that he's done previously, and we just need to make sure that we're there and available to do everything we possibly can for them.
You're looking at all these rookies that are coming to Tier 1, and they just look like the best players on the planet. The young generation can take a bit more strategic approach to the game while still having fun and running around. I'm so unbelievably excited to play on the biggest stage, especially here in Paris. I just can't wait.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights, better get right, champion.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan EVO. Ergonomically engineered for you. Gamers, hybrid workers, artists. Backing your every move.
It's another block from Starso. I don't know if he has time for this one though, Kev. It's going to be very close. Oh, that is unbelievable.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 100 Thieves versus Nongshim Red Force, and it is 100 Thieves up 1-0 and on the cusp of making the grand finals and one step closer towards etching their name in history at EWC.
Yeah, an incredibly dominant first map from them. Nongshim cannot get the ball rolling with their old school signature style. I want to see something new. I want to see something fresh. I want to see some passion and power from these players to stay alive. Otherwise, they will be heading home. Their key will be crushed here at EWC.
And on the other side with 100 Thieves, I'm looking to see them keep up their creativity, make sure they're keeping up that confidence as well in the server against Nongshim. These are no easy players to beat. Like you mentioned earlier, winning that first map doesn't mean everything. The return in the fight, taking that map pick away, is definitely a possibility here for Nongshim.
Yeah, talk to me about that, pal. What are you saying right now? You're in the dressing room of 100 Thieves. You just had that big map win on your opponents. How are you preparing for the next when momentum is in your favor?
Whatever I didn't say yesterday. I think ultimately it's about just trying to reset. It's about just bringing yourselves back to a point of, okay, say what we need to put that map behind us. That's always our go-to ritual. Right, get everything out, do your little toilet breaks, do have your snacks, and then just about getting yourselves back into an equal playing field.
Yeah.
Okay, you might be 1-0 up, you might be 1-0 down. Bring ourselves back to a point of, okay, now we have a new challenge. It's going to start with this pistol round. What is the strat for that? So a little bit of just making sure we hear the feedback from the players. They get stuff they get the vent stuff, they get to celebrate stuff, and then you just reset from there, basically.
56% win rate so far this year for Nongshim, but they're going to have to come up big here on the pick for 100 Thieves.
I think it's kind of crazy too, because before coming into this match, 100 Thieves actually had an 80% win rate on their pistols, winning 8 out of 10 of their pistols. I can't remember who won that first game because I was busy going wild. Nope. But we're actually going to see the agent select.
100 Thieves got both in that one. Surprise, surprise. We do have the agent select coming in now for Nongshim. It looks like their old school patented comp. We saw them play this against Gentlemates, a tough OT, but they got the job done. I will say there's something glaringly missing for me in this composition that I've spoke about non-stop, which is that Viper. 100 Thieves, they're playing it properly old school.
Properly old school, absolutely. And I think you're looking at Timatino here to really abuse that, to make the most of the fact that he can put himself on that waylay, especially in this first half on the fence, in really awkward positions where he's not having his line of sight denied, they're not taking away any of the information he's able to steal, and then they're able to shift that Omen across to the Viper and the Vise sides to hard hold it, and at that point, it's just up to Nongshim to try and explode through as much defense as possible.
On that second half as well, Ivy's got to have to defend against that waylay, but there's so much verticality and burst there that it is able to bring that it makes his job very difficult. Ivy's been a fantastic player all tournament, but I will say it does look like the odds are stacked against him here.
100%. I think we're going to see a lot of the fighting from Danby and Exros, absolutely, and ultimately it's that duo taking the fight. 200 Thieves that's going to have to make the difference.
Big time. You have waxed poetic about many things, but the Viper on Lotus is the thing.
Say your real thoughts.
How do you feel right now, given the, you're like, it's, you know, they're playing it correctly. How do you really feel?
Valorant is a deeply strategic game. Everybody knows that. Rubbish. But it's also a very deeply vibes-based game. It's also about who wants it more in the server. Viper or no Viper, maybe they have a disadvantage. But maybe I don't care. Maybe they don't care. I'm feeling good for Nongshim, baby. Let's go.
Viper or no Viper. I know two guys who always want it. They're on the cast right now. It is Tom and Mitch.
That's only from you, Deacon. Well, Tom, it's time to see how Map 2 plays out, considering Nongshim had such a good start to the previous, but then it really fell apart. It looked like 100 Thieves came in more than ready for what their opponents were trying to put out there. It was a compositional conversation as well for me in the previous. I feel like Nongshim came in with a comp that didn't really suit them and how they like to play, especially those late rounds. A lot of risks being taken, and sometimes it was a little bit of a hand overplayed. I wonder if coming in here, we'll see that fade away a little bit as we move more towards comfort.
Yeah, I think Exorus being back on the duelist is always going to be that little bit more exciting, although I am a little bit sad that, you know, if things maybe don't go to plan in this map, we might not get to see his Phoenix, because that's what I've been enjoying most throughout this tournament so far. But I do sit and look at this and go, okay, I don't think either team like necessarily blew me away in their victories. I think a very close win, and obviously that crazy comeback victory for Nongshim when they played against the Mates, which they ended up losing that series as well. So it's whether or not that we can see that slightly better attack once we get there, which they massively struggled on, or if they are going to have a sort of another defensive masterclass, which I almost felt like was more of a Mates crumbling than them really having a stellar showing on this side of the map. The fact is that both teams are kind of in a similar position where regionally, this map hasn't gone fantastically well, and then when they came here, they've won once in overtime. So I feel like we're in a level playing field. Just
Chat.
Thieves, so far, their game plan has been far better.
We go into our game 2. Drop a sub. Drop a sub if you think this is going to be a good game.
For 100 Thieves is a false
Don't drop a sub
their opponents got caught
if you think 100 Thieves is not going to win.
Pistol round with a stack up on the stairs. And a double pick to start. 100 Thieves, man advantage. For a moment, looked like Timatino would continue this push. Is certainly getting curious around A main as they do the same on the other side of the map. It's rare to see that aggression on both sides of the map like that, but it has worked wonderfully for 100 Thieves.
We saw a lot of talk about Timatino's excitement to play on the stage in Paris, and he's looking to try and keep that going as much as humanly possible. It doesn't seem to have felt that pressure just yet. They do have to be a little bit careful. Francis has been a man to fear throughout this tournament. His start on the last map, even while playing the breach.
There we go.
Spike planted.
Was an exciting one. Paranoia through. Timatino's going to be running in from behind. First goes his way, but Timatino is so fast with it. 3 kills on the Sheriff. Instant shots connected. And the youngster again off to a flying start.
Yeah, a great pistol round from 100 Thieves. Again, sitting and waiting towards A main with the 3-man stack up, the high, low, and medium. Makes it a nice, easy firing squad to start this out, but then they go for the re-aggression out on C, win all of the duels, at least the important ones.
Yeah, and a third pistol.
Indeed, yeah. It's more so towards the second half, I think, of though, like, pistol for Nongshim might have given them a bit of momentum. Instead, it was what 100 Thieves were able to do with that half-2 pistol. Completely shut Nongshim out. Remember, there was a point we were like, oh, it should be 6-2, and they finished 13-6.
Let's go 100 Thieves.
For 100 Thieves, I'm now going to look to them, see if they can have that same sort of start to this defense right away. It's an isolated player. Dami does manage to survive a moment. They want to deal with him before he's given a chance to push with the rest of his squad. Door open for Bang, and very aggressive up against the pistols, but it is working.
Well, that's the thing. They've got Spectres across the board and then a singular sniper. Like, this is one where you almost need to just be getting that little bit closer than maybe you would have liked. I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see how these are used in towards the bonus round. Like, what sort of plan 100 Thieves have.
Spike do be down.
Winning that fight from there.
Spike
It seems ludicrous, but it's only going to be the one gun lost. But I also wonder if part of that is just how much we see
Let's look at YouTube
this Nongshim side able to do with the pistols. You just go, let's just get Spectres, let's strafe, run, and just headshot them as we go, and make sure that this round is a comfortable conversion and gives us something to play with into the next round.
I do think that for Nongshim, this round is going to carry a lot of weight. Looking at how this started, 100 Thieves, it's an anti-eco, but look at how aggressive they were.
100 Thieves is doing good this entire tournament.
Typically,
and honestly, I've been watching 100 Thieves for a while right now. They're being pretty aggressive. I'm going to be surprised, and what we're looking for is a 100 Thieves versus NRG type of grand final. That would be a two American team grand final.
But that Outlaw now becomes deadly for him, as well as the
only team that's stopping this right now is BBO.
I wonder if that's why the Spectres are in. If you know that your opponents are constantly buying light shields in these rounds, the Spectre becomes more and more deadly. A much higher chance of being able to clear out some of those kills. But also, as said, like starting out on the attack for Nongshim, this is where they really struggled. A bonus round victory is a necessity, unless again they are hoping for a crazy comeback, and already under pressure from the aggression of that Whaley. It was mentioned by On The Desk that that's going to be a consistent factor for Timotino.
Thinking of yesterday where Nongshim were the team who went where they want, when they want. Now it seems like there was a different face being worn by this squad. One of respect, one perhaps of fear, as 100 Thieves have kept them back even with these weaker weapons. The rotation's dragged over. Danby goes down. But the C site should now be easier to take. That's the idea, and it better be. There's 20 seconds left, and still a Vice wall up. It's going to cause problems as the first breaks through. The Spike still stuck behind. RB isolated on the TP. And as this wall goes down, as soon as
nice
reposition, he gets damage, and they drop the plant.
Yesterday, they were actually doing the same thing, where they had like a 180, 160.
Sure, he'll put the Spike
have a view,
on the floor,
which is kind
but
of
he may
crazy.
be soon to join it. Timotino up, over, and in. 3-0 for 100 Thieves.
This was his round. Not only was he hitting tags from the get-go, like leaving players low, but he was everywhere. We saw him take fights on the entirety of the map, starting out aggressively on A, moving his way through the middle of the map on B at one point, and then
why people like
back
this?
into the C side. Literally wherever Nongshim went, Timotino was waiting, and he's even there to close it out in the end. What a fantastic round from him individually. And as said, looking at the attack side last time out versus mates, there needed to be a bonus round. There needed to be a good start on the attack side for Nongshim, and it has not happened.
Honestly, up against Vitality, I don't think I saw Nongshim approach a single round with that sense of trepidation. And then you look at this round, where they have the rifles and their opponents have got the weak weapons. It's a big map, like Lotus as well. One where if you decide to just, hey, let's run at that site and see what happens. Even against those low buys, there should be less numbers there. But they were so scared. And for good reason. 100 Thieves showed that they've got claws, even in rounds like that. And now Nongshim are left with pistols. Certainly nowhere you want to count them out. They've already traded blows. A lot of damage done, but 100 Thieves are playing this super passive. Sitting back, allowing them to have that early space. And when the utility's gone, they'll look for the fight.
Backside. Arsenal waiting. A chance at range to spray down multiple players. They're looking to put the pressure onto him, and he thrives under that pressure. 4 kills in a matter of seconds, and while the aces are going to be handed over, Cryo doesn't want him to get all of the limelight.
100 Thieves should definitely get this game. Honestly, they've been working really hard too over the year.
And that was very comfortable
This
in
is
the
what
end.
they deserve. This is what they came to EWC for. They came to EWC to show how aggressive they are.
Be it 100 Thieves or Gentlemates fans, but they're having one hell of a show here today. Came in rooting. A lot rooting for Nongshim even over on that mate side. We saw a lot of their jerseys stand up as those boys mounted the stage, but this is a completely different vibe from what we saw yesterday, from what we've seen from Nongshim all tournament long. And we're getting a timeout here. No surprise with how things have gone. A 4-0 start. The next round carrying a lot of weight for this squad. As at this stage, it's not just about this, it's about the end of the previous map. This has been a streak where 100 Thieves look and feel more and more confident by the round.
Yeah, I felt like we saw glimpses of this on Split yesterday, where Nongshim went a little bit silent. I think it was 4 rounds in a row for Vitality. Then Exros wins 1 round with the Sheriff, and they're right back. It's like nothing ever happened.
with the Sheriff, yeah.
And I think that might be the moment that they need, because that sort of quirky, aggressive style hasn't been shown just yet. And I think that can be the case. There's a couple of maps where they do look that little bit more uncomfortable on a certain side. And at least for now, it seems like 100 Thieves are firmly in the driver's seat. Everybody stepping up. Of course, we've seen this organization throughout Valorant's history. 3rd to 4th at an international event is something they have achieved.
Drop a sub if you want 100 Thieves to win.
But making it to that grand final,
because they are going to win. Honestly,
from around the world,
you can't fight that. They are going to win. They're a really good team.
Them, and
as well.
If it keeps going as it does right now, they might be taking down the Santiago Masters winners to get into that grand final.
A team who has looked on form. Again, looking at the gigantic win they had yesterday over Vitality, but Nongshim in general. They played an impressive game. They looked like players like Dambi, even after the Neon nerf, were coming through lights out. Ivy reaching another lane, another level.
Where are they going?
Over the last couple of days, X-Ross on the Duelist, but everything, and even Francis in that previous map, but it hasn't been enough here. They've not made a dent just yet.
Are they going to push him? Smoke up, TP into it, shadows, reveal over the back, because at least for a moment it looked like that was the goal. Instead, they're hearing players go through mid usage of that convergence path, but Dambi's there to stop them. One man that has completely dissipated the push. A thorn in their side, a spanner in the works, and what could have been another nasty trap quickly becomes a Nongshim round.
That's a really big round for Dambi already. The Cryo left alone. The first on the board by the looks of things. Presence outside the B site was all they needed. 100 Thieves overheat. Timatino's ultimate is the go call for Dambi.
Toxin screen down.
And his early success, Dambi in particular, his early success hasn't been there. We saw 100 Thieves dealing with him, starting to shut him down on Sunset. That defensive aggression never really found its footing, but now a good round for him. Right after the timeout, Nongshim themselves success. It's not like even this weapon being saved is going to have a huge amount of impact for 100 Thieves. They've already got a lot of credits built up.
Croissant.
But happy to save it over the butterfly effect, of course. No point messing with that.
Well, no, it's
chipping away at your own economy for, what, a couple orbs?
Well, this is it. Like, look at this as well from a Nongshim perspective. Like, you haven't managed to get any rounds onto the board just yet, and when you do, you win it flawlessly. Like, you get that economy boost, you get yourself an opportunity to really build into this game. But it's one where I don't know if it's recreatable. Like, you had a hyper-aggressive move to try and trap them in the B site. 2 players were waiting, I think just got baited out, and then just a swing through the smoke in classic Nongshim style is what ends up turning the round in their favor. I don't think it's going to rock 100 Thieves, but it might give them a little bit more of a tentative defense.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that round comes down to 100 Thieves thinking that smoke outside C would be given a lot more respect than it was. And
whoa.
They go back to
maybe that
100 Thieves. Let's go.
With his get out of jail free card, he fires
100 Thieves to win this one.
Takes Francis out. A lot of utility removed. The dog you'd love to have to be the trailblazer. Instead, Dambi sent through to do that. The first on the board already. Wrapped in from Timatino, but it's Vora on the side. He's gone in for more. With Ivy all alone. The 2 kills under his belt already. The spike still needs to be recovered. The ultimate could help, but getting into a position to use it is difficult. He knows that there's an operator on that site. He's cautious of it, but unaware of Asuna.
I think you're witnessing some of the value of that Viper wall as well. Like, they put that deeper smoke down, and then just the Viper wall goes up. Timatino walks through the smoke. He knows that there can be nobody on the other side because they can't have been there yet. They drop the wall. That's the opening pick. This, though, from Vora is a little bit more magic. Just having 2 players attempting to cross and then even predicting where that 3rd player will be. He's the one that wins the round, but I really want to see how Nongshim are going to deal with fighting around that Viper wall, because it can't be as simplistic as let's just walk out and think our smoke has done the work, because we saw in the last round that Timotino is more than happy to challenge that space.
Of course he is. With an op and a refract, why not? Aggression again with Ivy waiting this time. Unaware that there's a second part of that attack, but it has been spotted now. Asuna pumps the ultimate.
Interesting.
In their spawn. Again, this is just him trying to stay alive, but the TP taken towards the seaside. It doesn't seem to matter. Ivy's taken the round into his own two hands.
Enemy remaining.
With 4 last alive, yeah, he'll get the jump on 1, but 4 more to take down. A 1v5 ace clutch is needed for 100 Thieves to keep this momentum going.
It's been a weird couple of rounds for Nongshim. The first was Danby the hero. Nope. Nope, that's awkward. And the next was Ivy. A quick shot for the first, but then the double, just catching rotations. I am interested in the ult that was thrown out as well. The Steel Garden being utilized as maybe a deterrent, but it definitely didn't work. They were more than happy to continue that push forward, and you could see the level of surprise on the 100 Thieves players' faces. Even still, though, the rounds for Nongshim thus far have felt like a bit more of a flash in the pan, some individual brilliance. And with still plenty of credits for 100 Thieves, they're back with an ult once again.
Hundred Thieves towards that seaside. You can see the bang is stepping up a little bit, taking some space. The operator right around the corner. The dog on its way. Of course, he can always just TP out even from that spot. That's exactly what he'll do. It's because of that he's able to survive. And this early round for both teams is them sitting back, waiting for their operators to be challenged, waiting for someone to peek out around a corner. As of right now, a stalemate. It really does put the pressure on towards Nongshim. Door open. They've sent Aura running. Dive in from Timotino as a result, but he spotted one outside A. For 100 Thieves, there's not much they can do here. There's presence all across the map.
Also with the Showstopper, they can kind of go late into this sort of round. And with the Nightfall on the other side, there's even an element for 100 Thieves that might just want to try and play this as a retake. Instead, though, the potential for the weaponry to be removed, and it looks like 100 Thieves have a completely wrong read. They are sending 4 players towards that C side of the map and leaving Asuna completely alone.
Yeah, they thought the smokes were put down on A just to rob them of info so the fake would work, but instead it's a full-on attack. Asuna,
nice job. There is no fire in the hole. They just stopped it right on the spot.
It's bought them at least a little bit more time. 100 Thieves, 6 seconds on the clock. One more denial would be enough with the spike planted. Nongshim find themselves just enough room to set up a bang. That's a big pick. He can wait now for Cryo, who's on his way
bangers
down below, but the reposition of Francis, that seems to have given Nongshim the upper hand. But it may well pull them across the line with the op still sitting around. Sure, the shot is missed, but they still have time on their side. 2 players to run that clock down.
Snakebite.
It's good, but look, he's going to wait. Francis running that all the way down to the final second. They are playing this to win off of the clock, and I think they've already got it done. Camby
no way.
Locks it in.
All right, let's try.
Back and forth round. A lot of ultimates that needed to be used there for the Nongshim side, but I think the timing of the Steel Garden ended up being the best, because I was a little bit worried. Like, I saw them priming it originally, and I was like, okay, for Asuna, that's basically a death sentence, especially if the Showstopper is used at the same time. Then they just used the Showstopper. I'm like, oh, okay, actually, maybe they're in with a chance, but he uses it in the middle stage of the round, allows them to get that plant in with a lot less danger, and then just play those post plants, play the time. 3 of the last 4 rounds for Nongshim. After the start they had, I was getting a little bit worried. And also, Mitch, now that economy runs dry. They finally broken the 100 Thieves bank.
Yeah, it felt like almost an impossibility at a certain point, but chipped away at it. Bit by bit, piece by piece. For 100 Thieves, setting up again in terms of those traps, but the walk through, the timing, caught by Ivy. The flash, perfect from him.
He's been great.
Single-handedly stopped that aggression. Although the op shot might not land for 100 Thieves, two-man disadvantage, pistols in play, and 1v1s across the map. I think all Nongshim need to do now is group up to close this round out. Although that group up does mean Cross and Cryo, that there is a chance here.
He'd have to hit some nutty shots. Oh,
and he won't.
Not this time. We've seen plenty of them, and RB is just countering those ecoing players. Looking like another clean round up until Vora wins the fight versus Ivy. Of all the players you'd bank on so far, Ivy's probably the one you'd expect to hit that shot. He has been stellar as that solo player on the other side of the map, but this round is over for sure. And although the economy of 100 Thieves would allow for Vora to go for this, it's whether or not it's worth it. Giving orbs over to the other side could be a problem, but if he can pick up enough, cause some cost for Nongshim, maybe it's worthwhile.
Yeah, as we can see as well, X-Ross is waiting on the other side of the map, so if he did turn tail to just go and save, Death probably waited for him over there. And Nongshim, now we're looking a little bit better here. Starting to piece rounds together, starting to look a little bit more in control of this game. Remember, this is a 100 Thieves map pick, though. And I suppose that's a good question to ask as we get towards the end of this half. Where is the goalpost for Nongshim? Is 4 enough already?
Well, if you're going based off how they play versus mates, yeah, they only needed 2. But no, I'd say if they can get 5, I think they're still in a pretty good spot. I think their defensive side aggression was really difficult to play against. It's clearly something 100 Thieves feel ready for, though. And that's what makes it difficult. Danby, aggression once again. And well, see you later, Cryo. The thing is, this isn't even the push. This is the ruse, but sometimes the ruse can be enough all alone. Danby, with no help, no friends beside him, is a menace. And he's given his team full control. Sartuna, though, trying to get ahead of it. He gets dealt with. Timotino's found a response, but that response still sees them one behind.
That's the wraparound from RB. He's been spotted. I could have closed the round, but the swing from Ivy does just that. Timotino, an AWP trained on his position, and that will be a death sentence. Nongshim back up 5-5. The recovery, most certainly.
My gosh.
The real fear here was that 100 Thieves would replicate that performance from the previous map. Nongshim's pick, but if we could go back in time, I think that would change. 100 Thieves were ready there, but seems like Nongshim found an extra gear on Lotus.
It seems like both teams have done that. Like, we've seen these sort of early starts, and then both teams having that ability to completely reset. And I do think a lot of that just comes down to a couple of rounds from the likes of Danby, from the likes of Ivy. It really does feel like the 1-2 punch, but of 2 players that are playing opposite sides of the map. You have Danby just running around. Like, this round is literally him diving into the B side, coming out with 2 kills, and the rest of the team are just going, all right, we're going to hit C. You're your own entity. And then think back to some of the other rounds where you have this sort of aggressive push coming in, and Ivy's just holding the line. He's able to just be that almost turret-like player that just doesn't allow 100 Thieves that level of control. It's difficult when both of those players are playing fantastically well. That aggression that was initially working, think of Timotino finding those openers, finding that aggression. When that fails, is there another level to 100 Thieves? And well, that's probably what the pause is for, because they've lost 4 in a row now.
But there was on the previous map, you think about Bang hiding in the corner, the impact of Cryo, whether it be in the early fights or the late.
Been a bit quiet here.
Exactly. A complete change for 100 Thieves. Nongshim, Ivy as reliable as ever. Searching for that 6th round now, stun up close. Timotino just about makes it out, and the spam from Bang good enough to trade up to Danby.
Oh my gosh.
It's a solid start for 100 Thieves with the man advantage, but Bang being tagged low and the pressure still being put on. He's able to keep delivering. Timotino with the missed stun just bails. The fall back towards the site, space taken for Nongshim, numbers traded, and
yeah, all they need to do is just destroy the trap. They know where they're at. They know where they're coming from. Oh my god, there we go. We got the good flank.
Masner alongside him. Keeps things even in terms of numbers.
The pre-fire and aggression that these both play teams.
This is the problem I talked about.
They're pretty good.
You have Ivy being able to give them the B site for free. TPing straight in, the pit now goes down, but it seems like they're still a little wary of some of that flank control. That's why the attack are yet to get that plant in, and Arsene has now found himself right within
Did he even know?
opposition ground.
Did he even know?
That smoke's gonna fade soon. He walks
No,
through.
he doesn't know.
30 seconds
Thinking
left.
maybe they'd left.
Smart from RB.
RB was sat waiting while Ivy covers up top. Comfortable plant can now be found. Francis has been a snake in the
That's
grass
down.
for a while, but he's wrapping back to the squad just in time. Cryo,
Giving him more time.
we talked about his performance in the last map, and now a chance
Nice.
the judge, it seemed, would count him out.
Couple
But
more
that
hits,
pick
and then
gives
I
him a
think
weapon. With the
definitely.
smoke down as well, he can actually recover it, and he might need it because bang, low on HP, low on luck. It's being taken out. Look how far back that rifle went. He's managed to recover it. Managed to get it into his hands, but this, a bridge too far for certain. Ivy, reliable as ever, is there to close this one 6-5. The lead now, Nongshim's.
Again, just great work from Ivy, but I also want to give a shout out to RB. Just the patience they have to tap the spike in the B site and then him just wait and watch the smoke. He had an inkling that, okay, we need to maybe get another pick before we can actually get that spike down, and is just so patient. Lets his teammate cover off other angles and just holds that position for an unfathomable amount of time. That's why you see the risk taken. There was no information for 100 Thieves at that point in their early start. Their 5-1 lead has diminished into nothing. Nongshim may have fallen for the trap of picking Sunset, but it seems like they're perfectly comfortable over on Lotus.
Oh, old pop by Danby. Already taking down Cryo and looks for more towards backside. Asuna, yeah, I mean, he's in a good spot, but they didn't push in. It looked like they'd invade the smoke for a moment, but 100 Thieves think better of it. Wait a while, and then Danby, still with a sliver of health, is running around, fighting everybody.
No
1 HP
way.
Before he's finally put to bed.
Bang.
Danby coming back with a vengeance.
That banger.
Seems
oh, no,
to have
bang.
locked in that lead at halftime.
Do it, do it, do it.
Bang.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Clock,
Do it, do it, do it.
down,
Aw.
doing his best, but his best.
That would have been a
not
banger.
even nearly good enough.
God, that is just the level that this
That would have
man's
been a real
bringing. There was
banger,
moment where they
honestly. That
decided
would have been a real
not
one.
to be putting him on this Neon anymore, to put him here and there.
Thank you, chat, for
throughout
coming
stage
over
one.
at 5 a.m. in the morning on a
Boy, am I
Saturday.
glad to
Coming
see
to
him
tune
back
in.
on an agent that makes him so
Appreciate you all.
comfortable and makes everybody else so uncomfortable. 25 HP is how much he had after that first battle, and from then onwards, you'd think maybe he'd play it safe, but absolutely not. While on 1 health, he takes down 2. And in the end, for the rest of his team, it was easy to clean that one up. Someone else, though, who is always easy on the ears. Let's go down to Ian Chambers.
Cheers, Tom. As we go along this week, we are going to be joined by incredibly special guests throughout this process. And it doesn't get more special than this. We are in the City of Love, and 100 Thieves,
100
bang, has got some serious support out here. His mum, Tina, and Aunt Mary are loving this experience. Tina, what do you think of all of this?
This is just a blessing to be here. Paris is beautiful. The fans are amazing. We're rooting for 100 Thieves. So
Thieves.
proud of Sean, and we know that they are going
W100
to
Thieves
win.
mom.
Ooh, I love the confidence from Mama here. How is it feeling on your side, Mary? How has this experience been for you so far?
It has been so precious. It's such an honor to be here with all of you fans to support my nephew, Sean, and his teammates at 100 Thieves. It's amazing.
Brilliant. I'm just going to bring you forward just a touch. Listen, you guys have traveled a long way to come here to Paris. You're from Los Angeles. Yeah. You've come all the way from New York. What does it feel like to be watching esports in such a tremendous part of Europe?
This is just a dream come true, especially for a mom. I'm so emotional because I love these guys, love Sean and this team, and everyone at 100 Thieves. Thank you, boys. You're killing it.
And they can win?
Absolutely.
All right. Did you know that he was going to be doing this when he was a little kid, just briefly?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, you can watch some more of him. This is amazing. Give it up for Mary and Tina. We get right back into the game.
W mom. That's our chill.
Make no mistake, those cheers are also for Ian Chambers. We love to see him doing his thing down in that arena, and we also love to see the players doing just the same. It has been a big bounce back from Nongshim, who seem determined to bring us to a map 3. It's a semi-final. You never want to see them go by quickly.
All right, now that their mom has spoken, they have to win now.
For one of these teams,
They have to win this entire match now. Because if they win this match, then they move on, and then we get to a next game, which is great.
Best of 5 awaits the winner. A third, fourth match awaits the loser. But the fact is, everybody wants a chance to take the title here at EWC. And of course, the team that did it last time already out, already crushed. That's another thing. You don't want to watch your key get crushed, your name shattered by that wonderful machine behind. Timotino, though, into the space they take. Every pistol thus far has gone the way of 100 Thieves. Is it going to be another one? Well, he needs an early escape.
Yeah, right agent for it, though. Nice paranoia through. Vora forced into a fight, but still holding on for dear life. A lot of tags in from Nongshim, and now they look to close it out. Their hard work finally paying off with a pistol round for Nongshim.
This is the difficult thing when facing this squad. It feels like you can start putting narratives on the table about like what side of the map they're good on, or maybe their pistol ratio and how things have been going so far. And when they have momentum, it all becomes irrelevant. Like, that's what this team has in droves. They just believe that they can run over opposition. And honestly, with 7 rounds in a row now, my gaze is going to look towards 100 Thieves of when can you stop them? When can you slow this team down? They did it in the last map, but they did it slightly quicker than this. And of course, in this round, oh, not a single upgraded pistol. It's just going to be the classics.
There we go, Dambi connecting for a couple up against the pistols. It is an easy, flawless round for Nongshim. That's certainly going to get the confidence back into play for this squad. Like you said, for 100 Thieves, the question is, can they stop them now? Can they slow them? We knew that Nongshim looked like a completely different team on the last map. Deactivated everything that worked for them before, stopped working for them over there. A lot of that I would put down to the composition that was in play. But now, everything that was there is back. Ivy's having the game, or more so, the tournament that he was. Dambi is doing Dambi things. But 100 Thieves are buying rifles. This is their line in the sand, their moment to stop Nongshim before it spirals out of control.
It's worth noting versus mates. 10 rounds in a row is what Nongshim won to bring it back. 100 Thieves have got to try and stop that early, but they're very nearly there already. Much earlier than last time out, and an aggressive stance, but it seemed like the Thieves had it under control. They were patiently waiting instead. It's an early trade of damage. RB still going back in and very nearly clearing Vora. While cowering in their spawn, the Thieves have managed to cling to life versus the bonus, but they still have no idea where Ivy is.
I certainly know where his utility is with the wall going up. It hasn't left them perturbed whatsoever. The B site's still the target. The snake bite will get them in.
30 seconds left.
Nongshim will hope that an opportunity is offered up.
Spike
The
planted.
golden plate, it might be Cryo in the corner. No, it's a quick swing in from Timotino. If he was slightly slower to react, there would have been some real danger there, but it's a formality to close out for 100 Thieves, a necessary win.
Yeah, and you look at the way that this round was played by Nongshim, you can see they wanted to almost just trip them from behind, get right up in their face in the early stages of the round and not allow them anything. It was a good attempt at a bonus round with how much damage they were able to do. But the fact is, although they've broken the streak of rounds slightly earlier than the mates managed, there's an operator coming back. There's full rifles for the rest.
I'm out of here.
Saying that, RB has taken a nasty tag very early on this
Bruh,
round.
oh my gosh. Oh, come on, 100 Thieves.
A lot of this is going to
down by 3, catch up by 4.
Rotations as the heels go through onto RB on the A
Because once
side.
someone gets 10 rounds is all they need.
There's only one
They'll be
man
able
on
to
C.
just secure it.
Some utility to help him
So
out.
that's the
The
smartest
ball
part, right?
position
There are more advantage into that.
will delay them somewhat. Indeed, a flash over has stopped them almost completely, but 100 Thieves seem to be... Oh,
Good hit.
Ivy! That's a sneaky play to get right through. Timotino did not see that coming, and it's given them the early info on the rotation. That the Rap is coming over to this A site. You've already
it is a rotation.
got X-Ross on the cross, but the Viper Wall cuts him off. 100 Thieves even then challenge through it. Take him down. Put us into a 3v4 with a big pick from Francis.
Bang, look down.
Puts the advantage back. Stun creates an awkward position for Asuna. Isolates both players, leaving him stunned. Now they need a hero.
Nice.
That's a nice shot from Bang, but he has to do
Oh,
everything.
Bang
And as
can't
he
do
looks
it
to
all.
move forward to
Here
take
comes
a
the
fight,
10.
he is caught from behind.
Here comes the 10. Once we get into the 10,
As
it
said,
gets
they may have
harder.
ended the
It gets
streak,
harder from the
but
10.
that hasn't changed the outlook. The third map, seemingly on the horizon, as there is no brakes on the Nongshim train.
There's a really nasty pickup by Ivy, especially. Like, if Timotino's still alive in this fight, considering like he's been the one looking for those deeper challenges, there's more pressure onto someone like Danby. There's more bodies there. They needed it. The important
Why did we
pickups
slow-mo
found by
that?
Ivy.
What? Was that slow-mo
Formalities there
necessary?
for Danby, and 10-6. As a result, the pistol, it gave them a leg up, but now it looks like they are miles ahead. 11 almost guaranteed with 100 Thieves playing an eco. The
Was that
pistols
necessary?
have come through. So far, these kind of rounds have been big money-making opportunities for Nongshim as well. They've been pretty clean. You have to hope for 100 Thieves that they can at least draw blood.
And the worry is that since their lead, it's only been a singular round versus a bonus. 100 Thieves haven't given us anything in this map other than those first 4 or 5 to make us believe that they are going to take this in a 2-0 fashion. Nongshim have not been winning games cleanly, but they have been winning games. Over the top goes one, at least making things a bit more costly. Maybe the Mitchman curse can help them out a little bit, because it might not be going cleanly until Danby arrives, but he's now been tagged down to 10 HP. There's a real chance here. A swing back from Cryo. He believes that he can win this round. The pit to give him some space. Danby might not respect that space. In fact, he certainly won't, and is punished because of it. A stun up leaves Cryo a little bit lower than expected. He has no idea where his opponent's coming from, and instead looks to go walkabouts. But on the edge of this, his opponent just knows! Did he show anything out of that pit, or was that just a sixth sense?
I think when he crouched and looked to the right, his foot might have stuck out of the very bottom, and there is a chance. I have to believe it. I have to believe that, or I'm gonna have to accuse him of wall hacking. It's one or the other, because that was a little bit crazy. I don't know if we'll even see it in the replay. So nice to take down Danby. You knew he was going to get aggressive there.
Yeah,
there it is.
the
bottom
very
right.
bottom corner, and he even
gap.
looks at it at the end just to go like, "Yeah, bro, that's I'm not cheating." I looked at the corner. See, that's how I knew. No one checked PC. Again, though, I think you're up against Ivy at the last second. It's the last man you want to see. Sure, Danby might have the craziest, and the fact that he tried to dive through that pit alone is a little bit manic.
I'm telling you, in my head I was begging him not to, but the second, you could see it, Cryo tapped it once, immediately put his gun up, because he was like, I know that crazy little guy's going to come in. I know he's going to do it. And eventually he thinks, oh, I guess he's not. Nope, right in at the last second. He's a madman. And I think that is something that for 100 Thieves, like, they've come into today very ready for it. Because it's one thing to go, oh, he's going to push you all the time. But then there comes this point where, again, I look back at Sunset, there's 30 seconds left on the clock. They're sitting in mid still. And someone's surely going, I don't think it's too late. He's not going to push. And the right call there is, no, he is. No, he is. They're coming. And eventually the push comes in.
It's when.
Yes, exactly.
And it could be at any point of any moment, of any second, of any round. And while they are not dealing too well, all right. Arsenal, that's one hell of a start. So there's Danby once again. You thought losing 2 players might deter, but look at where they are. 2 players are still pushing towards the spawn. Danby is pushing back into the position that they've just died from. The A site is known to be the more vulnerable. And an early post plant, an ultimate online for Bora.
Planted.
This is a very good opportunity now for 100 Thieves.
One slip up though, and Danby will pull that advantage back into neutral territory instead. It's Cryo showing he's still got the opping chops to take down Danby. And a 4v2 for Nongshim. Plenty of runway for this squad, but a save seems like the right call.
Yeah, finances are rough.
You know Cryo sat there with an operator as well. You're probably losing the first one who breaks through that wall, and then the credits really start to run dry. Yeah, you can take an eco. You can take 2 in a row if you want. Really build up some cash. There is a lot of rounds for 100 Thieves to catch up on, a lot of ground to make up. That's a very successful start to what needs to be a comeback.
Yeah, good hold off the early aggression. It's the same thing we needed to see in terms of the reaction to the last map. I think especially after a pause, you can kind of understand why Nongshim would do that. You go, okay, they've taken a pause. Whatever they plan, let's try and disrupt them. But the dodge of the flash, 2 quick shots, and even though he falls, it leaves so much space available to 100 Thieves to fill in, get in the post, and then have quite a lot prepared. And the fact is they didn't use the ultimates in the last round, so they have them to play with in this one.
A few tags up for Cryo early on. He hoped he'd get his reward with a late push-up, but it is an operator stalemate that I think is about to come to a head.
Toxins going up.
Cryo peeking through the wall will block Danby off. And Danby just sits and waits. While that stalemate's playing out, you can see that 100 Thieves are starting to scrap towards the C site, attempting to pull those rotations to get peeks out on the A site by pressuring the other side. But that peek never comes through. Danby, the most aggressive player that I think I've ever seen in the game, has sat in a corner for the last minute, staring at this angle, waiting for somebody to come stepping forward. And even as this wall goes up and down, this man refuses to move.
No way.
He is waiting for a reward that he knows is on the way.
Gotta be careful though.
But now he's in a bit of pressure, a bit of trouble surrounded like this.
Another angle speed. I don't know
Really
how
good
Francis
speed.
isn't aware of that.
30 seconds
It was
left.
very clearly documented by Danby. And there's the patience, but he
Oh
actually misses.
no, he
Okay,
misses.
he is human. Now the overdrive comes in. Late flank caught. Showstopper popped immediately. 18
This is gonna
seconds
be crazy.
for 100 Thieves.
This is a pop.
And the TP almost seemingly used as a bit of a ruse. Instead, it's going to work out.
10
The
seconds
showstopper
left.
is taken down.
They're taking
The
every
remaining
second, every
players looking to
moment,
try and find a
giving
way
it
back into
additional
Tino's
play
position
time.
is perfect though. Already executing one. Swinging from Danby though, he's been handed a rifle. Given the opportunity to try and break the lines of the opponent's bang, playing up close is not long for this world. And now the deeper position players need to try
Dang.
and hold the line, but it's all down to
Dang.
Bora, and he will not be able to. 12
Oh,
found
so
by
it's gonna be a
Nongshim.
1-1?
One away from a third map.
Oh no.
This is the
Come
Nongshim
on,
we were
100 Thieves.
expecting to see here today. We saw them pressured in the first map, and they crumbled underneath its combined weight from 100 Thieves, but now Nongshim, they come back fighting into every single fight there, every duel taken.
Come on, 100 Thieves.
It's taken with confidence. A big difference to that previous map, a huge turnaround, and indeed a scoreline that's almost a polar opposite of the previous. 12-7, 5 chances to close this out. And
Come on, 100 Thieves. Finish
I
this.
think Haven is owed
Finish it
between
now.
these two teams. I feel like both have had their time in the limelight in this series, but
We're looking for a win.
we want to see both Titans standing tall at the same time.
I want that Phoenix battle. I'll be
Yes,
brutally honest
yes.
with you. That's what I've been most excited for today. We've dodged it so far. RB, what is this? RB, what are you doing? This is madness!
No
in the smoke behind the
way.
entirety of the opponent's moments, and now his teammates look to swing
way.
in. They've dealt with it reasonably well, but Francis then drops the spike.
Just
OB
one guy.
maybe making the most aggressive play.
They're getting one guide. Oh my gosh. They got one guide.
Go down without a fight.
Alright, chat. I will be right back. One side.
It does feel like both of these teams putting their best foot forward at different times. Now, we may yet get to see them both at their peak. One map will decide who goes on to the grand final tomorrow and who will be playing for a consolation prize.
It's going to be a tough map, no doubt. An explosive one, potential for double duelist, and only the player or the team that steps up the most will be the one to have the opportunity. It is going to be an exciting close to what will take one of these teams to the EWC final. Make sure you're back with us after the break.
It's Nongshim yet again getting the job done on their map counter. Despite the failure on map number 1, they find a way to get it done on Lotus, despite the fact not having that Viper to help lock down A just the way that Big Time said it would go. They still get the job done, 13-7.
I hate not having Viper, but I love the vibes more from the Nongshim team. I said, look, they got plot armor. They're here to stay at EWC. They won't be going home, and I'm happy to see that win.
So all of us back on over here, but also joining us is Emil, former EMEA winning coach with Team Liquid, and more importantly to this specific matchup, brother of Doom Bros, coach over at 100 Thieves. How you feeling watching your brother's squad on stage, battling it out here for a spot in the grand finals?
I'm so nervous. You have no idea. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm sitting there praying, doing everything I can.
I will be right back. We're gonna head over. We're gonna head to the other place. I will be on my cellular device. How you may ask is because we have a co-stream.
You guys sharing those types of nerves.
I've been there. I know the feeling. It's a horrible, horrible.
Let's turn on the app, guys.
Because obviously you were a coach for a very long time. You're very successful. Do you find it hard not to sort of backseat coach a little bit when you're sat here in the crowds and you go, guys, why are we playing this comp? Guys, oh no, we're doing this wrong. I'll have to text him.
I might come back though.
It's literally what I'm doing here. I'm sitting in the crowd. I'm like, I'm looking. Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. Maybe I can text him. I can grab my phone and like text him. I can see he has a phone on stage.
As a
I
phone.
don't know. But
And
literally,
I'm
I'm
going to
thinking
go
if I could just hand him a note.
watch
Like,
and
what
take
would I
care
write?
of the
What would I
dogs.
do? You know, it's crazy.
Let's dive into this one, 13-7 for Nongshim. A lot of it on the
will
back
be
of
RB,
Ivy.
100%.
Ivy had a
Also
phenomenal
bigger.
game. I mean, the way that he was
Honestly.
playing was kind of insane. And of course, actually taking a pistol away from 100 Thieves. Absolutely. And for Nongshim, they're going to be happy with this song. The way that they were playing, how decisive they were too. It looked really nice. And for me, it just felt completely different. The second that Danby got a hold of the op, it felt like everything just fell into place.
Where's my
For me, the
keys?
more I watch Ivy,
I think
the
that's the
more
one thing I
impressed
needed.
am. This guy is a textbook big game player in my mind. It feels like every time Nongshim need a hero,
Don't sound like I
Ivy
have
appears.
my
I
keys.
love this round especially
I don't
because they
see my
know how they're
keys.
defaulting to break that wall there. He leaves the gap, slips through, and finds the pick as he's exiting.
I don't know where my keys are.
Great high-level play.
That's
I love
her
watching this guy.
I think the way that he uses his timings are really good. But what do you think?
Oh, found it.
Tell me.
I think this.
Dude, I was sleeping on top of my keys. This is crazy. Probably why my back was hurt. Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He used the crowd noise to see where he was and shot him for the ult. No?
I mean, we saw it from a couple different replays, right? Because we saw it both. They gave us the vision through the smoke, and then they showed it again just from his POV, and he must have thought,
why did he shoot? You know, why did he shoot?
Maybe he's around here, the last location.
Come on.
I know. It was a crazy thing. What else jumped out at you, Emil, from that last round, especially from the 100 Thieves side, since that was the side you're looking at a little bit more closely?
I mean, for me, it was the start was really good.
Leave
But
my
then
pasta.
after the
I'm
time
afraid of
out,
next time.
they kind of like fizzled out a little bit. It felt like Nongshim put a lot of pressure, a lot of tempo, and always catch someone off guard. And then 100 Thieves kind of just didn't want to take the fights. It felt like we're playing scared. We're playing, you know, not together, not taking the fights, and for me, that's just something you can't do against Nongshim.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to just take you back to your old school coaching days. If you're in the booth back there with your brother on 100 Thieves, how are you fixing this problem? What are you saying to them?
Turn off your brain. Just shoot together. Just don't overcomplicate. Don't die the first 10 seconds of the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let's turn our focus over to map number 3, Haven here for the squad. We didn't expect to necessarily be here, given the fact that you could see on the pick side, it was Nongshim's pick that 100 Thieves stole away, and then Nongshim steal away 100 Thieves pick that forces to Haven as our decider.
It feels like this has been happening a little
too
many times for my comfort, but I was really feeling the 100 Thieves win getting into Lotus. I think comps-wise, I was liking it. I think the way that they were playing, the momentum, but obviously Nongshim just picking it back up. And then we're moving on to that Haven. I think Haven's going to be a really interesting map here because both these teams, they've played this pretty often. They know how to play. The defaults are there for both of them. I'm kind of looking at Danby and Timotino once again. Danby, once he picked up that op in that last map, was doing phenomenally.
Yeah.
Timotino, he was kind of quiet on the waylay.
Yeah, I think that will be a high-powered map 3.
Yeah.
I want to cast your mind back to when we last saw Nongshim play in the decider game there against G2, and they have that fantastic attacker half. Yes, it slips away from them. Yes, it gets a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But this squad knows how to play the map. I think especially they elected to pick that attacker side for a reason.
Yeah.
They're going to look to run up the numbers here.
Emil, final thoughts?
I think Haven's really good map. Doomros and NBS really good coaches on Haven as well.
Yeah.
So
A little bit biased there.
no, not at all. I'm not biased at all. Obviously, I think 100 Thieves are gonna win. So yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into that final map, Puckett is standing by right now with some Vitality fans here in Paris.
EWC4, and as you can see, there is a line wrapping around the booth as everybody's waiting to see Vitality. Sir, who do you want an autograph from today?
Every team. I prefer Dirkie for the best culture with perfection.
I love that call. We're going to get that for you. We've got some Gentlemates jerseys. I've got a Cloud9 jersey. Young man, what are you doing at the Vitality booth?
I'm a super fan, but I'm looking to meet some of the players over here. I'm very excited.
And who do you guys want to meet today? Who are you most excited to get an autograph from?
Honestly, Dirk or Chronicle.
Yeah, Sayonara.
Sayonara? Why Sayonara?
He's young and he's so talented.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Are you ready to go pro when you turn 18 like Sayonara?
Like, I'm ascendant, but I need to get right to Regents.
Okay, we got to keep rolling down the line. As you can see, the fans are from all over the world. We got Americans here, a lot of folks from Paris and all over France. And then, of course, we've got some of our Chinese fans. But up front, we got to show the people here. Are you guys hands cramping it? How are we feeling, Yinsu?
How am I feeling?
We doing autographs too?
You know the meme that's like, bro thinks she's on the team.
She's on the team today. We feeling good?
Hello, bro.
Yeah, and then Chronicle, you two seem to be the most famous. Sayonara. Yeah, why are you winning over so many fans?
Team, bro.
I think because you're 18. They all want to be you. Who's the oldest on the team? Yampi, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
Do your hands cramp when you sign autographs yet?
Yeah, for sure. I hope it's going to be over soon because I can't take it much longer anymore. So.
You guys put on a hell of a show for all of the fans. Anything you want to say to all the Vitality supporters who are here to get your autograph today?
I mean, thank you for coming. I wish we would be on the stage rather than being here, but, you know, it's still nice to see people coming to see us, so thank you very much.
Vitality's knocked out, but they're still hanging with the fans. Come see them here in the Vitality booth.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
안녕하세요. 농심 레드포스 발로란트 팀입니다. 오늘 유언 목소리 나오는 거 한 맞춰보는 컨텐츠를 해볼 건데 한번 맞춰보겠습니다.
Wait, I have a rock in my...
레이즈인데? 레이즈 아니야?
너 뭐야?
아 클로브 같은데?
우와!
이걸 몰라? 이게 클로브라고? 오케이 JJ야.
Oh, there's only 5 of them? Shit.
오케이. 난 준비됐어. 아 이건 거 같은데? 난 모르겠는데. 나도 모르겠는데. 몰라 이거겠지. 킬조이 왜 이렇게 좋아해?
아니 그 5 of them 했잖아. 5 of them.
아니.
아니 내가 되도록 하면서 저런 말을 들어본 적이 없어.
한국어밖에 안 되는데 어떻게 알겠어 이거. 목소리만 맞추는 것 같은데.
아 목소리도 못 맞추겠어.
역해가 너무 많네. 아 해외 버전 해야겠네 이거.
Who builds a neoclassical mansion in the middle of an ocean? Obnoxious.
아 오케이.
오케이.
이거는
마지막 거 듣고 알았다. 몰라. 난 그냥 감으로 해. 난 감으로 하길 선택했어. 감으로 적어. 이거잖아 말이 안 마지막 목소리가 딱 그냥 딱 그거였네.
아 정말.
나 모르겠냐 왜?
근데 나도 솔직히 적고 나서 이거잖아. 모르겠어. 너 뭐 했어?
화보야?
화보 아니야? Let's go. 뭐야? 화보인가? Let's go.
Let's go.
내가 화보 해놓고 몰랐다. 잘 맞추네.
Nosy weirdo. Nosy weirdo.
역해가 뭐 있지? 바르르한테?
어디서 들어봤는데? 아니 이게 되도록 목소리 같은데.
되도록이미 나왔잖아. 그렇게는. 아 고민되네.
나 일편단심.
킬조이 아니면 아카야. 나 킬조이 아니면
킬조이 같은데. 킬조이 맞네. 네온이야?
아니 니가 모른다고?
아 그래 네온 목소리.
야 나는 내 킬조이 3번 연습했는데 한 번도 안
Really?
Out of my way.
이거는 스펠링 틀리면 탈락하기로 하자.
나 한국어로 적었는데?
아니 상관없을 것. 예. 아니면 레전.
이건 모를 수가 없다.
예. 공짜 점수.
나이자.
예.
Ah, smells like victory. And gunpowder.
아 둘 중에 하나인데. 아 나 이거.
나 챔프가 뭐 있는지도 까먹었어 지금.
레이저였네.
아니 뭐야 나 그냥 찍었는데.
어쩐지 나 레이저 할까 킬조이 할까 생각했는데 아 그냥 킬조이 할 거라. 아니 레이저
나 그냥 찍었는데.
Be at peace, my friend.
이거는 모를 수가 없다.
이거는
진짜 모를 수가 없다.
이걸 몰라.
모를 수가 없어 이거.
아니 지금
야 이거 진짜 이거 해봤으면.
와. 체인버 뭐야?
체인버.
와 이걸 써봐?
근데 아니 야 그냥 발음부터 러시아 사람이잖아.
진짜.
Seems like I'm the better one.
네 성현이 나 그냥 눈치로 보겠어. 오케이.
어떻게 알았어?
솔직히 잘 모른다.
봐요.
그냥 너가 했던 걸 기억했어 난. 자, 너 뭐 했어? 너 체인버 했어?
체인버잖아요.
체인버라고?
응. 뭐야?
배웠네? 뭐야 얘네 아는 척 뭐야? 와 꺼드럭대더니 와.
야 이게 체인버가 아니라고 말이 안 되네.
근데 체인버는 좀 더 목소리가 굵어. 아래 어쩐지 그 익숙하다 했어. 오늘 이렇게 유언별 목소리 맞추기를 컨텐츠를 진행했는데 좀 많이 재밌었던 것 같고요. 이상 농심 레드포스 발로란트 팀이었습니다. 안녕.
안녕.
It's a nice ball from Starso. I don't know if he has time for this one though, Kev. It's going to be very close. Oh, that is unbelievable. Also, one enemy.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup 2026 Valorant semifinals. We are on map number 3, and before we throw it to Tom and Mitch, we got ourselves Agent Select. Welcome back, Digon here alongside Big Time Athena and former head coach and champion of EMEA, Emil, who's definitely not biased at all for his brother's team, Doom Bros' team, 100 Thieves. He's gonna break down Agent Select with us.
That's kind of crazy that you're throwing him under.
I'm just saying. Hey, look.
Wow.
Big Time is by himself here. So I just needed to make sure that we all knew what's what.
Yeah, that's true.
I can stave off all the bias in the world. I'm feeling fantastic for Nongshim. What do you mean? They're riding so high after the last map. They stole away. They're moving across the Haven. Whether I know it's gonna be electric, baby. They got Dambi. How are you gonna stop them if you're 100 Thieves? You just can't.
How dare you say Nongshim is good? Let's go 100 Thieves. Come on. No bias here. No bias.
No bias.
No, I hope they pick something good for Haven here. Something classic. Something that I know what they're gonna do here.
Old school, a little bit of Breach. Is that what you want to see? Back from your day?
I would love a Breach.
I hate Breach.
It doesn't look like we've got it coming out from Nongshim. This is the double duelist that they are so well known for. Dambi on the Neon, X-Ross on that Phoenix. Now, just cast your mind back, that G2 game, the attacker side was insanely dominant there, really running up the numbers. So for me, the pressure is on 100 Thieves to counter with what looks to be a miracle.
Yeah, but 100 Thieves, they both beat NRDR and BBL in EWC so far. BBL obviously one of our teams making it all the way through to semifinals. And here, both these teams, the copycat matchup, but I think it's really on Asuna and Timotino here if I'm looking on the side of 100 Thieves. It feels like I've been saying that all series long. We saw Cryo have a really good first game. That second game looks like they were struggling just quite a bit. But now, these two, they've proven themselves as those duelists, getting a lot of those opening picks, just being enabled across the map.
Emil, if you had to pick one player that needs to step up in the server right now, who would it be?
Now, how that works out, I don't know. I honestly don't know how it's going to work out. But
Phoenix, X-Ross's Phoenix, it's going to be a huge matchup, mirror match in terms of the agents, but only one will be able to look themselves in the mirror knowing they're going to the grand finals. Always looking good in the mirror are our casters for map number 3. It's Mitchman and Tom.
It's always fun to see both Doom Bros on the broadcast. A deadly duo in everything except for a show match. Now it's time to see if one of those Doom Bros who's going to be going all the way to the grand final for 100 Thieves and Nongshim. Everything is the same. The same map, the same composition. The only difference is the players on the server.
Yeah, I think we come into this and now the sort of gaze switched towards 100 Thieves. Can they pick themselves up after that defeat on their map choice? Timotino having a bit of a rougher time. Shut down after what was a stellar first map. And then for the other side, Nongshim, can they keep that pacing up? Already though, the defensive side not shying away from a fight, but maybe they should have done. Ivy's reign of terror was something to behold on the previous map. Timotino has been excellent in these pistol rounds. Still 3 of the 4 have gone the way of 100 Thieves. Will they turn this back to their 4?
They start with a disadvantage, but not for long. Cryo bringing us back to even, but the spams and the smoke is deadly both ways. The wrap up from Timotino could be the difference maker, though. He has a backstab guaranteed. Ivy looking the other way on the walk up middle. It all depends on when Timotino strikes. As the drone goes out, there's 2 players spotted in utility. A stun through. Timotino wasting no time, but Francis stunned up with his gun up. Finds himself a kill and Nongshim the advantage.
Stuns are cosmetic. That's why everybody hates the breach now. They didn't realize you could just hit the shot. Anyway, Bang though, spots players and gets 2. He's given his teammate a wonderful chance. The Sova versus Sova, the doppelganger, one has to fall. Francis trying to bait the idea that he's on this side, but he is walking towards A. Timing just about gets around the corner. But Vora now is going to almost have to just keep his position hidden. Francis won't be aware of how close his opponent currently is and looks to reset the battle, looks to get towards short, hunt for where his opponent went. A game of cat and mouse with neither side really giving the game away of who is the cat, who is the mouse, who is the hunter, who is the hunted. As that defuse gets to halfway, Vora now gives himself a little bit of extra time, but he is being flanked on. He turns, and it's Francis. Francis is the one to win the fight. The hunter takes the first round.
Got sight on him first. Francis played that one blind, played it off instinct. But it was enough for Nongshim, and this was the most impressive of all. How he survives there. It doesn't just bring it to the man advantage for Nongshim, it keeps the spike under their control, under his control. And that's exactly what this pistol round was. A 1-0 start for Nongshim, and an eco for 100 Thieves to follow. And this really does feel like a true decider, a true middle ground of these squads. These compositions, I think, where both have shined the brightest. And I'd have to agree with what was said over on the desk by our wonderful Emil. If there's a player to step up here, if there's a player we expect to see hit another level, it is Asuna, and he has to. We know that X-Ross delivers almost every time he's on this agent.
Yeah, well, even if he doesn't, the depth of talent that they have is just absurd. Dambi's about to walk into the stack. Funnily enough, even though it's a stack, I still sit there and wonder how many players does he get. 1, 2 already. Bear in mind, he's completely alone and no one else is here. You think maybe he's walked into a trap, but the fact is, they were locked in with him. You surround a beast. And well, maybe, just maybe, there's an ounce of fear, but not for Dambi. Timotino now looks to try and do the same, but he doesn't have the weaponry to replicate that sort of magic, and they're looking to try and kill him off and keep this round clean. He wanted to not go down to X-Ross, but in the end, he falls to the man he didn't want to give the orb.
And that puts X-Ross up to the ultimate, the run it back online coming into round number 3, the bonus round. You know, you stack a site like this, thinking that if the whole team pushes, you'll have enough there to deal with at least a few of them to make it costly. Well, they sent only one man with a sniper rifle into a pit of snakes, and he came out with the anti-venom. Crazy performance from Dambi. As we said, the run it back for X-Ross available, and he is wasting no time. It's already activated, and it's used for the plan.
Yeah, he's just going to get them into a post-plant scenario, just about. We'll be able to get rid of it. Now counter spam can come from Bora. A chance to maybe bait them in with a tap onto that plant. It's definitely easier said than done. Bear in mind, this is a lower purchase for Nongshim. If you're a 100 Thieves fan, they can't afford to get away with this round, but already it's looking pretty good. 2 quick kills. That Odin already deleted, and the remaining 2, they don't know they're being backstabbed. Dambi did not stop pushing. He never stopped pushing. It's left to bang, a nice double, but there is 3 for Dambi. And a round close, a bonus converted.
I love the idea for Nongshim to start this out with just the ult used from the Phoenix for a plant. He was looking for nothing else. No deep control, no fight. And the normal response when you hear that ult activated is to fall back, is to give the space. They know that, so rather than hunt deep for a kill, they take the advantage that's being given to them. And as you said, Dambi's continued push, it was only meant to be a safety net. They almost needed to fall on it with Bang finding that triple, but the time at that point was already applying enough pressure. 3-0 start, and now a very low buy from 100 Thieves.
You mentioned earlier on that if you have a stack, you send one man into it, and he gets 4 kills. You're hoping maybe you can catch everyone, but instead you just get 1. Sometimes this man feels like a team. We have seen this multiple times where he goes into a site alone and comes out with an advantage for his squad. This time though, he has been shut down. A lot of damage being done. Bang again. He's already had a few kills stacking up, but even with what they built, it's going to be difficult. Oh man, that we were hoping to step up ends up maybe having his worst whiff of the tournament so far. Even still, both players low enough, but Cryo at least has some hope.
Well, a shot to the body will be enough. The drone, it didn't see him, and they haven't caught him just yet. One shot to the body enough, but it's the headshot on the Francis! And the follow-through on RB! It looked like a whiff might have thrown their chances out the window. But Cryo is there to put them 3-1. A man who had an incredible performance on Sunset. He was the man who was shutting this squad down, indeed, on the Cypher, doing the damage, and he's here to do it yet again in a round that really 100 Thieves look to have no hope in.
Yeah, they started well. Well, that's a very stressed look at MBS. We've said it already that these are two very different looking teams. A team that in the past won Ascension and made it all the way to win a Masters. And sure, a couple of teams that were, or players that were gunning for Ascension last year over on 100 Thieves. But their investment over the years has been clear. Their success has not. Nongshim managed to do it incredibly quickly through their rise. Is this going to be the day for 100 Thieves to make it to a grand final? Or will Nongshim be turning 2026 into their year?
They've traded drones out on B. Nongshim putting that in from window. I don't think they were worried about the mid take, but I guess just showing some presence after 100 Thieves did the same. The defensive side, that's the first piece of actual info they've had to work with in a minute. I've seen one player towards A long.
They're not shying away. In fact, they've heard the operator ring out bullets, and they want to try and challenge it. Still quite a lot of Cypher utility, but that first trip, I don't believe has been caught instead. A problem. Bora finds the first. They managed to deny the ult, and again, Danby just looks to take over. Still a player in the corner, but even though Cryo might be in the dark, he just about survives. The spams trade back evenly. Cryo's still incredibly low, but they haven't found him, and he's dropped the spike. A low HP X-Ross, but he'll catch him with the jump. That's going to be an opportunity to get the plant down. His opponent a little bit further away, and nothing that Bang can do to stop him, but there's only 10 HP. An ultimate for X-Ross. If he can get around the corner, he might be able to pop it. Instead, he swings. But Bang had such an HP advantage.
The dog's out.
That he's able to close that out.
Yeah, it's a bad corner to be stuck in with that Phoenix ult. Like, you pop the ult, you swing out. Sure, it's going to reset your health right away when you die, but the spam is going to come through quite quickly. And in most positions, you're not going to get anything from there. But the straight swing out, as you saw the bullets whiz past Bang's head, but the shot not quite landing. That looked crazy, though. Seeing Francis just run it down with the spike towards short in the 2v2.
Yeah.
They obviously really wanted to deal with that player, but that was a hiccup that gave 100 Thieves a chance.
Well, yeah, it looked like Danby had already done enough. It seemed like they're not shying away from this fight. Pop flash ready, but Arsenal maybe thinking better of it. There's the pop, but no reaction off of it. Maybe hoping to hear some spam that might give them a little bit of information. Instead, now comes the ult.
Oh, it's close, but it's only damage, at least to start, as X-Ross goes down. Danby follows, numbers kept even. The drop down from RB heard, and it's Bang to pounce on him. But the team being taken, it gives Nongshim back the advantage, the upper hand reclaimed. They run it back. It was already used up early on. X-Ross is back to full HP, nice and healthy. Francis not quite in the same boat. And they call to just freeze. Wait for 100 Thieves to run dry on information, to make a gamble, maybe flee the site, or maybe stand in no man's land. That ultimate from Ivy now will find Cryo. They'll have the information to work with. The spike is already running the other way.
Yeah. I think if you're anyone else, if it's any other team, I think Cryo starts running the other way. But he probably believed in that moment, actually, they're going to try and kill me. They're going to try and kill me. They're not going to let me flee the scene and reset this fight. With Ivy throwing those cages, it held him to the other side of the map. I think the call's also been made that our economy cannot cope with a 1v3 attempt on the 100 Thieves side. The 4-2 scoreline will be guaranteed for Nongshim. And Cryo, all he can hope to do is hold on to the gun.
There's some decent ideas starting this out from 100 Thieves. the idea of the flash, it looked strange in the moment to see Asuna step back into the smoke and fire a flash out onto long. But at the exact same moment, a reveal came through from Vora. The idea, obviously, blind them up, buy yourself a half a second, but just enough for the first ping to get the information. But it was broken immediately by Nongshim. And so 100 Thieves knew, okay, there's players here. The rotates start. They're batting down the hatches. They deal with X-Ross on the run-through. They contain that mid-fight as well. The chaos of the late round. Not managed well. It was this push through from Danby. The fact that, again, he finds so much value with Asuna down and out. RB traded. But this TP, or the TP that was taken moments later from Bang. The old pop by Ivy, the information found, it definitely looked for 100 Thieves like they had the upper hand. I think especially after they dealt with the run it back and found mid lurk.
Clearly.
Nongshim recovered.
100 Thieves feeling the pressure once again. Both teams have been quite sparing with their pauses. I feel like MBS's words have been heard throughout this series so far. Of course, for 100 Thieves, there was a lot of pressure on this org, as said, but you go back and they've had moments at international events, but making a grand final, it's not been seen with the investment into these rosters, with young blood being brought up from the tier 2. There's always high expectations when you put on that 100 Thieves jersey. Whereas for Nongshim, this is more about showing that they weren't just a one and done, a fluke event that came off the back of a singular agent. Okay, that singular agent is popping off once again for Danby, but they want to show that 2026 is the year of Nongshim Red Force.
They're running into pistols. That's a great paranoia. It gave Danby at least one pickup, but the trade's not good. That's a rifle recovered for 100 Thieves. The four-man stack towards this seaside paying dividends early on. And a deep push from Timotino gets him in the right place at the right time. X-Ross, a huge player to take down, and they're still giving him a chance. Timotino challenged once more with the spike as well. And now RB might have made his way to the A site. He emerged from the shadows, but he is very soon to be sent right back there. Big pickup from 100 Thieves. They gamble stack early, they send the op the other way, and everything goes in their favor.
I think also an important round for Timotino individually. He's been having a rough one so far. I think this was his second, third, and fourth kill, all in the same round. Giving him that operator, leaving him to lock down one side of the map. You could see that energy bringing him to life. An important round directly after the pause. 3 of the last 4, and look at what it's done to the economy of this attack inside, but even still, an early Hunter's Fury maybe signaling that this would be an aggressive push, and although they've taken ground, it's more to force them maybe into a panicky B hit, but, well, it doesn't look panicky.
Taking themselves the opening and put them under pressure. Vora, he's tied almost exclusively to the hot hands. Nongshim now with weapons recovered. And a blip on the radar moments ago has gone silent. Asuna and Bang, both coming from the window. No idea that Ivy is playing so slow through the door, but they caught him. That should have been what secured the round, but now it has spurred 100 Thieves forward. It's given them a chance, a small chance, but one nonetheless. To reveal a little too deep, but time surely already gone. Backstab here from Bang could be huge with Francis down now. It feels like they have a chance, a moment, but as slim as it is, the time could have decided it if the bullets did not. A thrifty coming out of the side of Nongshim.
It's safe to say that there was a reason we were excited to see X-Ross coming in on the Phoenix. Didn't have the best time on the Raze in the last map. Had an ace in the first map, but still definitely wasn't up to the standard we expect. But this round is exactly why we get excited when he picks up this agent. As you said, almost got a kill exclusively with the hot hands, but also the opener that he found versus that operator of Timotino, bringing him straight back down to earth after a big round for the squad. Sure, the economy of 100 Thieves got a massive boost in the last with all those upgraded weapons, so that gives them a repurchase, but that has to be a knock to the confidence.
Still able to come in with a full buy here. Oh, no, you could so quickly push away the thoughts of the previous round with a stronger start here, but Asuna down when he was 2 away from the run it back. The big safety net with a big hole in it now. Nongshim, 1 man to the good, and 100 Thieves, in terms of information, like they're leaving that C site open. With this push up on the A site, all of their focus should be towards B.
Yeah, we're gonna turn
ready
on
for
the
this
TV.
breakthrough.
We're turning the game on TV.
Oh! Now even starting to leave that. The retake of B as they clearly expect a late hit on the C site, and there is still a chance. There's no reason to believe that Danby couldn't be playing a fake towards this B site. We've seen Nongshim do this many times. The quick redirections. Timotino now taking all this space. This is risky. That jump was heard. They noticed.
Yeah, but now it's a problem. Him staying alive is an issue for them. 25 seconds left on the clock, and it almost looks like they have stood still for maybe just too long, but then Danby strikes at the perfect moment. X-Rocks at the same. And now Ivy just the backstab, the final knife twisted in the back of 100 Thieves. That almost seemed like the clock was about to be an issue for Nongshim, but look how squeaky clean that was towards the end.
No, you freeze that timer at 25 seconds. Nongshim sat outside B and looked like getting ready to pivot to that C site. But the pickup from Danby, the second that he deletes Vora, not that they didn't start in an unlucky fashion, but that kill is what changes it. Now the spike's going B. The trap on the C site is left untriggered. Nongshim were waiting 30 seconds for an opportunity. They were waiting for a way out, and they found it. Danby found it, and he has been the one to locate every crack in this defense. 100 Thieves facing off against him. They've beaten him 6 times and lost 13.
Missed.
Danby knows. I mean, he's not blind. He sees that that molly hasn't gone all the way, but he's hesitant to clear that corner for good reason. 100 Thieves right at that choke point, ready to flash around on Asuna the second contact is found.
Shying away, but maybe falling back for the trap. There's the flash, but they are ready for it. He even pops ult in the middle. What's going on here for Extras? Bro, this is a semi-final. You can't be running around like that. It just almost feels like he's just having a good time, having a laugh with his friends in ranked, whereas 100 Thieves are trying to sweat out any round that they can. 2 completely different vibes.
Well, his whole job there was just to be the recon, right? Recons don't shoot. They don't have guns. You ever seen a Sova drone shoot back? Cypher camera now, don't talk to me about that, but he goes in, plays his role. Point of contact, finds the info, and they close it from there. And very nicely dealt with it as well when you see that initial fight. X-Ross taking the duel. The flash from Asuna, the trap triggered, and yeah, from X-Ross's perspective, he's pretty much dead. He immediately pops the ult. What he can't see, but we can, is 3 players behind him. We're blind, and we're very, very ready to shoot right back. A bloodbath, and it's only 100 Thieves contributing.
Oh, wait,
Attempted
too
the
early.
spam right off rip, and it looked like he could have gotten a lot there, but barely a tickle onto
No
Nongshim,
special
and
feature
ult
yet.
activated by Asuna. The
Not yet,
run
not
back
yet, not yet.
in full effect as Bang crunches
Wait,
from the other side. The paranoia lands, and Asuna should be gifted some kills.
Bang TP'd in.
X-Ross is taken too, and yeah, I'm not too sure what that was from Bang, but luckily it's the only player lost.
Yeah, originally I thought that had to be someone over on the attack side, but no,
RB was getting out of the corner after being hit by a paranoia. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, but they both TP'd, and I don't know if Bang was trying to act as a distraction for an ult, but that seems like a blunder. As you said, though, they come out with an advantage. Drone is going to clear outside of A. B site looks like the target.
Cover going out.
And a plant should be guaranteed. Cryo has been flashed off the angle. He's got to be careful re-swinging into this. Extros is waiting, but he wins the fight anyway. Makes this further and further out of the control of the opposing side, and it's all down to Ivy. He's looking for a second target. He's hoping to try and bring this a little bit closer, but they are waiting. Arsenal has his teammates back. They will get 4.
I started to think back to Ivy's performance yesterday. The second he had the trigger discipline.
Oh, he could do no wrong.
Onto Cryo, yeah, it felt like he was going to walk away with a whole lot more than he should. But a necessary win for 100 Thieves. That run to the grand final still alive for this squad. And it was this from Bang. A nice double on the crunch. Let's not talk about the paranoia TP. It's fun when it lands, it's flashy, but the rest of the squad was here to recover on that.
Wait a minute, all 2 ciphers. An important round. For 100 Thieves, their recent form on this map through EWC and the qualifiers shows them able to pull off big halves on either side of the map, but they want to give themselves some runway in case that pistol goes the other way, and the pace of Nongshim just is not stopping again. They fail on the B-site plant, they go right back to the B-site plant. Do you expect there to be a gap? No, Kev, they haven't seen Danby, but he's whiffed. He's missed his shots, he's still standing. He's mortal after all, and eventually will be crushed.
I know exactly. 7-5 at the half, still possible, and it looks to be likely. Nongshim fighting themselves back into a commanding lead at the half with a Hunter's Fury. Fora desperately trying to fight his way through, but he can't escape the first pulse. Just about slips the second. The shock dart will guarantee no defuse, and for now it looks like enough has been done by Francis. 8-4. Nongshim with a solid first half here on Haven.
Why'd you go back?
A safe pair of hands to take them through that final round, and a commanding lead will put them into a good position. 8-4 for Nongshim. A chance to crush the key of 100 Thieves after this half is done. And for them, a chance to go for their second international trophy of the year. They missed out in London, but now look set for another grand final, unless 100 Thieves have got something to say about it. Let's go down to Lou with a fan from each team.
100 Thieves t-shirt.
Très contente effectivement d'être accompagnée de 2 fans. I am now joined by 2 fans. On the side of 100 Thieves we have Jeremy, and on the side of Nongshim we have Colin. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Jeremy, is that are you wearing the right jersey? What's happening? You know, we're here for Sen. Is this the reason why you're rooting for 100 Thieves? Bang, maybe?
I mean, NA is the best region, so we gotta root for it, no?
We hear some boos. What do you have to say?
I mean, I think 100 Thieves wins the match, and they're kind of struggling, but I think they will win this.
Still feeling confident with resilience, sorry. And what about you, Colino? Pourquoi est-ce que tu soutiens finalement Nongshim? C'est vrai qu'on n'a pas beaucoup de fans de Nongshim, notamment en France. Qu'est-ce qui t'a fait les soutenir? Basically, why are you supporting them?
Parce que je les ai rencontrés face à un match M8. C'est une équipe qui est sortie de nulle part. Un joueur sorti de nulle part. Ils ont changé la méta de Valorant en seulement le temps d'un master. Et ça, je pense que c'est une première pour une équipe.
Okay, very good reasons. They changed the meta basically. I discovered them by watching them facing Gentlemates, and I was just dazzled by them. Now, guys, I'm suggesting a little game. You know, we don't do just predictions. You're gonna say 100 Thieves win. You're gonna say NS win. So I'm gonna offer a rock, paper, scissors. Whoever takes the win. This is a BO1. We don't do BO3s here. This is a best of 1. Let's see who can take the win. Are you guys ready? We go at shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And that's a win for Nongshim. Let's see if Colin is right. Back to the game.
Nobody tell MBS. Nobody tell him. He's stressed enough as it is. He's stressed enough.
I think I might have seen him turn around during that. Let's hope he was too far away.
Focus on the game.
Listen, I don't know how his eyesight's holding up these days. We'll have to hope. We'll have to hope that that's going to be the saving grace for 100 Thieves right now. All sights on that prize. The grand final spot up for grabs, but they are trailing by 4 at the halftime for Nongshim. Ever since they found their footing on map number 2, it does look like we've gotten the Santiago victors back. This squad someone that has already defeated some of their demons from the past, double down on defeats they've dished out, but they don't want to be outlasted.
Pistol round is a must. Timotino looking to lead the charge, and he's done. Good reveal. Vora helps out with another. This pistol round's looking flawless already from 100 Thieves. It leaves Ivy and RB with an absolute mountain to climb, and you can see how far ahead they are in this round with them looking to try and manage those orbs. They've got to be careful of the walk-up, but RB's dealt with ease. And now Ivy, a 1v5 will be the moment of the tournament. Instead, we see Asuna. He got an orb by the way.
This is your food.
But nobody else is going to be handing themselves to Ivy quite like that.
Yeah, Asuna should be the one looking for that fight, but the rest sit back and look for the round. Spotted up top, they'll fill in the space, and Cryo's ready and waiting for Ivy to step on down those stairs. It is a 5th found for 100 Thieves, and this pistol, it was necessary to close the gap. I like that they started it with confidence. The pack mentality and the full push towards the A site, the reveal behind, absolutely perfect. As Timotino, rather, was dragging the gaze of everyone on site. And the rest could flood on through. I do want to see that be a factor for 100 Thieves, the pacier rounds up against Nongshim, because we know this defensive side, they love to push, and there is definitely merit, and there was on Sunset, to sitting back and waiting. But for the first few, I think setting the pace, setting the tone, important for this attack side as they mount this road to recovery.
Yeah, I think also we need to see that double duelist that the desk highlighted. On the defensive side, it's forgivable. They were struggling with the sheer pace and aggression of their opponents. And although there was a round or two from Timotino, he was ultimately shut out. Now he's the tip of the spear. Arsena there alongside him. He might have a fair few assists, but wasn't able to get too much in the kills department. This is the half where expectations now fall onto their shoulders. And especially, yeah, I was about to say, we're going to see some weaponry juggled over so that Arsena can just run in, die, fine, get a kill, fine. He just needs the orb.
Get the impact seen in the previous half. There's the orb found for Asuna. He doesn't mind what happens to him from here on out. Timotino falling is something picked up. There's a bulldog now for X-Ross, and time is not fully gone yet, but it should be too low. It should be too low, right? That should be too low. Dambi's actually getting really close, and they've got a cage! No! Nongshim! The Thieves were at the door, but they've changed the locks! 4 rounds to the good! But that one never should have been!
That might be it. That genuinely might be the round that defines this tournament for 100 Thieves. You've just lost in basically with seconds to spare. You were busy managing your orbs. You were busy focusing on which player would get their ultimate.
Anything but the
and you got overzealous, you got sloppy, you got lazy. And that's the moment the Nongshim Red Force decide to strike. There never should have been a hope in hell that they win that round. And for 100 Thieves, I don't think there's anything worse.
They've broken into a jail and locked themselves in it. Or Nongshim locked them in. That's incredible.
Well, that's like they've broken into the bank and they forgot to take the cash. Like, it's insane. They walked out with nothing.
They took a risk. Not even a risk. They sent a man to his death to get an orb, to give them a better chance at winning the next round. And in the process, they lost a round that was genuinely unlosable. Fighting for a spot in the grand finals, and you say going out with a whimper, that is a dream compared to what they've just experienced. Burned too bright. Now they've been singed. This is incredible, this timeout. I don't envy any of them. I don't know what you say after a moment like that. Everything done right until the very final moment.
But this almost just has to be a motivational speech.
I think you've got to fake a tech pause to get your adrenaline down. Like, that's
well,
the only
luckily
kick
for
the
them,
PC.
I do think that Danby ripped out his headphones, so that might give him a little bit of extra
That's
time.
a lifeline for 100
But I genuinely think in these moments for MBS, like, you can't even be critical. Everybody on the stage knows what they've done. Everybody in the crowd, everybody at home.
If you're critical, the game's over.
Everybody knows what's happened. This is about getting the mental of the team back on track. You had your lifeline, you had your road to recovery, and you've thrown it away. Now you need to find another route. You need to cut through the forest. You need to dig a tunnel underneath the Nongshim Red Force because, yeah, you've just hand-delivered them an advantage they never should have had.
Moments like that, I can't stress enough how they will break the strongest of teams. It's so easy to point the finger, to have blame in a moment like that. That has to be a shared burden. And sharing a burden like that while Nongshim are running away with it on the other side of the stage, that is not an easy task. My heart goes out to them.
Wait, it just has to be a write-off. Like, that's basically what you have to do. Forget it ever happened.
So much easier said than done.
Yeah, of course. Play it round by round. I think if you're a 100 Thieves fan, you've got to hope for an immediate response.
Good job.
But the problem is you've obviously lost a lot in terms of finances, weaponry. You at least have that run it back available to you. That is the one small silver lining. And we've seen them have heroic rounds. We've seen moments from the likes of Cryo, especially with a pistol in hand. But yeah, you look at the buy that they're coming back into here, and it stinks. And for the defenders, well, they've just had a huge injection of cash, courtesy of the Thieves.
Silver linings, Tom. They've got the run it back. So that's, you know, let's just look only at the positives. Now I'm finished. Now we can look at everything else.
There's a gun.
Everything else is a negative.
Well, here we go. Arsenal leading the way. They've managed to walk their way in, and that's not a bad start. A chance for an immediate response, actually looking a little more likely than expected. The first fight going their way, but the immediate shutdown of the ultimate. Bang, hoping to try and catch someone by surprise. But instead, Danby's hot on their heels. The spam in an attempt, the spike ticking in 100 Thieves' favor. But they need to hold.
This could be it. This could be the reset that they needed. The best chance for it. The rifle up close in the smoke. Asuna needs to step up in a big way, and he does. The hot hands for 2. The deep push for even more, but he falls. Now it's the pistols left, but the time ticking so quickly already. Danby and X-Ross would need to be perfect, and now it's left to just 1. They can throw themselves at this one at a time, but tucked in the corner. Bang didn't have a chance to fall away. X-Ross has to break the camp, tap and bait in for the fight, and even with Cryo falling so quickly, there is no time to recover this round.
Yeah, fantastic work. As said, like, we're going to be critical in those moments, but to have the resilience to immediately break back, Arsenal having a fantastic round. His ultimate actually not being that much of a factor. It was mostly him standing within the molly, fighting them tooth and nail. Timotino's lurk with the pistol as well. A saving grace to slow down the opponents. And then they just play that time. They play it well. An immediate resurgence, a response. And not allowing Nongshim to extend that lead any further. You now look at the defense, and they have some troubles of their own, but they're immediately walking up. They're immediately hunting for Vora. They're even throwing in a running back of their own, but kind of stuck in the mud. The trip saved them.
That certainly slowed this push from Nongshim. But going in the other direction isn't exactly an easy closer. This position from Francis will be spotted, will be seen by Cryo. Dotting their I's, crossing their T's. 100 Thieves now. Boots on the ground for the A site. Post plant almost guaranteed. Dambi scares me. Oh, he's jumping out. That's what I mean, bro. There's no way he should do that. There's no way you should even expect a player to do that. But I see him walking forward in heaven. I see no one nearby, and I think, yeah, he probably does believe he can win this round.
I'm not going to lie to you. I knew 100% he was jumping out that window. The second he walked up there, I was like, he's going to try and hit the timing as they go for the plant. Yeah, there are worlds where he comes out with a multi-frag. This was not that world. They were very, very ready for him to try and make that play. Now it's a round where the additional weaponry for Nongshim isn't going to affect them buying into the next round. They have the credits to do so. For RB, the only thing he's really hoping for is an exit frag, and if not, to die to the spike. Maybe steal an extra gun away, but not in this case. It will be a 7th round for 100 Thieves, and this one is a little bit more clean. It will start to build up that economy once again.
Little by little, and brick by brick, 100 Thieves can get back into this. It's certainly not too far gone, and they've already overcome their biggest challenge, which is not crumbling after that crazy round from Nongshim. The defuse under their nose has cost them as the gap extended in Nongshim's favor, but now it starts to close once more. Seeing that, a timeout pulled into play.
Well, we've said this consistently, that the Nongshim coaching staff are very proactive with their pauses. They spot the problems early, and they look to stamp them out before it gets too dangerous. And I think they do it more often when they know they're on their weaker side of the map. Like, you look back to their victory versus G2 on Haven, it was a 10-2 attack side. They dominated the attack and won 13-10. They had their struggles when it came to the defense. Versus Mates, the defeat, again, it came on the defensive side. 3 rounds to 8 of their opponent. And even going back to the qualifier, it was an 11-1 attack side versus Gen G that, again, wasn't a convincing victory. So they know that this half is going to be a little bit tougher. And with opportunities given, a singular rifle in the hands of Arsenal was enough for them to take a round away from them. They want to make sure that even though they're 2 rounds ahead, they don't allow their lead to slip.
It must have felt like the beginning of the end for 100 Thieves when Nongshim found that round. But they've now seen their opponents kept back up to the plate in a big way. Well, this one's knocked out of the park by Ivy. The spam through the smoke for the man advantage. And it does feel like 100 Thieves have been the victim of that. It feels like everyone who faces Nongshim is the victim of that at a ridiculous rate.
Ivy just has a BS monitor that's off the scale. Like, you're just going to hear it almost beeping off the charts if it goes anywhere near him, because the amount of spam kills that he's able to get has got to be infuriating. If he didn't seem like such a friendly guy, I'm sure many would be cursing his name. That's already a spot. Francis has info. Whether or not they pull the rotation, there's a deep look. Okay, I said it was spotted. Instead, well, Francis gets the trade onto a Dambi who threw himself to the wolves. But RB is well aware of Cryo's position. A 2v4 now needed to stop double digits. Left.
And that's the option to go back, pretty much taken out of your control. They could have already pushed C long, and now you've lost your lurker, so no garage control. You can't go C, you can't go B, not without a gamble. Instead, they'll play with the space they know they had at this point. Long is a danger, and that dropout from X-Ross is too, but 10 seconds left. They just need to play the time. But of course, for X-Ross, that means swinging in to take the fight.
He's been having an insane map. Like, you think back to what he was able to do with a Guardian when they were a little bit further behind. I think now that might be his 20th kill onto the board. It seemed like RB again was well aware, but it's just the timing. We mentioned it, the risk of jumping out that window, and the next round they jump out the window again. Yep. They do not care what the risk is. They can make it work.
He not only jumps at the window, but with 10 seconds left, when he can play Ring-a-Ring-a-Rosy and wait for backup, he swings wide.
Why not?
And it's almost, it would be so frustrating. I'd love to say, see the silly mistakes he's made. He's 20-9. So, yeah, I guess you can just swing it because you're winning all your fights. I can't argue with results,
Okay,
Danby,
a bit more than a drone.
He's been deleted again. This is a big pickup. Last time when this happened, 100 Thieves were already a man down and the trade came in quickly. This time, they get to play with their advantage.
The A side completely abandoned. A Hunter's Fury available for this attack. If they wanted to use it on entry, they would find nothing, but it seems like Nongshim have gambled on the other. And there you go. Hunter's Fury will spot nobody on the site, but immediately the defense look to try and re-aggress. Cryo knows there's an opponent on the other side, but instead, it might be the push up from the other. He's TP'd behind him. He's TP'd behind him. Those are plays that you normally don't see work, but RB's doing it on a semi-final stage.
He saw the TP and assumed that RB had ran away, had fled. But Nongshim are playing a confident game. We've seen that from the get-go, revealed through, but Broken immediately flash, gets them through the choke point. They're paying with bodies as they go. Asuna, the crossfire with Bang, strong as can be, and the spam from Bora backs them up. As X-Ross finds himself alone, it will be a round win for 100 Thieves. 10-8 now, still a healthy enough gap there for Nongshim, but signs of life going nowhere for 100 Thieves.
Yeah. TikTok play in the middle of it, but it was after already taking control of the site, already shutting down Danby, and the Hunter's Fury, although not dealing any damage, it gave so much information over to the attack. They were able to get comfortable in their post plants. It definitely seems like a game of the calm versus the chaos, the patience versus the aggression. And with 100 Thieves stabilizing, if they can take this round versus the Pistols, they'll be one away, but that's not the start they were looking for. And also look at the ults that are available for this defensive side. It's a weak weapon round, but it is not weak overall.
Strange to see Nongshim stop like that. They've sent Danby back in the other direction. 100 Thieves, no doubt, expected to see continued aggression from this squad, but it was a freeze from the defense. Now 100's Fury almost trying to bait 100 Thieves into pushing this position so they can pounce with the players up close. But it's a very passive stance coming out of Cryo, coming out of Bang. The drone going through. Oh, that's a bit of a brave swing. And now the pressure for Cryo, as he's at least able to deliver one, shutting down X-Ross, deleting the ultimate that was in play. But these fights, not clean, not easy for 100 Thieves, but they do put it into an almost unlosable position in the end. Chances for Nongshim, but none converted.
No, as well, I mean, I mentioned that, as said, although it's not a round expensive in weaponry, it is expensive in ultimates. Nongshim throw a lot into this round. The run it back, the overdrive, the Hunter's Fury, all expended in this round in an attempt to turn the tide, and it's Timitino and Asuna that are able to hold that line. That's a really important round from 100 Thieves because it eliminates almost every valuable ultimate that Nongshim has.
We said we needed Asuna to step up. Bottom of the board now, but 100 Thieves not struggling, even with X-Ross on the other side, showing up again in the same way as we've seen him many a time before. Continuing that performance with Timitino down, left on a sliver of health himself. The hot hands thrown out the other side. RB wasn't even forced into the open by it. Tried to get ahead of it. Caught off, the numbers back to even. Francis put under pressure, but he's got support. X-Ross is on the side, not for long. 100 Thieves make a quick advantage out of that.
Planted.
They still have to deal with Ivy and Danby, the two shining lights of this squad. Danby, the hero of old, and Ivy certainly the hero of new. It's a beautiful start. The finish needs to be Ivy. He's isolated. The Cypher on the other side, but no info on where Cryo might have gone. The time will start to be a pain as the reposition gives Cryo a lot of space, a lot of time to work with. Waiting out that smoke has run the clock all the way down. Ivy needs to get on that defuse soon. Ticking faster and faster by the second, but he'll get it to half at least. The fight though from Cryo, baiting him in and then finishing him off for double digits.
Incredibly well played by Cryo. The full reposition at the last second, it left a million angles that Ivy had to face off against. Even knows the timing of his cam coming back online so he could pop that right in his opponent's face, have all the information for the battle that was about to ensue, and then leaving it to the last second just to make sure if he lets go, I win. If he doesn't let go, I win. It puts them level. A streak of rounds, putting them back in this map. We thought that round number 2 of this half was going to be the backbreaker, the one that crushed what is, for a couple of these players, a young, inexperienced group versus a Masters winner. But 100 Thieves are showing that they are not going to crumble.
No, their resilience deserves a round of applause. I genuinely, to bounce back in the next round from what was a death blow to the majority of teams, what would be.
What should be, yeah.
Very much so. But they looked at it as a bump in the road. They reset, they found themselves neck and neck now. With Nongshim on the back foot, you would think, and perhaps you'd be right. There it is, Francis taken out. That's the rifle on the ground for Nongshim. Only pistols remain, and a mass exodus of the C and B site as they look to reinforce A. Enemies at the gates, that's the last thing they heard.
30 seconds left.
The 100 Thieves have gone elsewhere, looking to steal some map control away, and, well, Ivy's still back in the space. It's dangerous as he finds the first. X-Ross here by his side as well. Filling back through to put the pressure on the planter, but the TP out resets us comfortably.
Oh, no.
That's a mouse wheel jump you never want to see.
Yeah, that's not some new tech. These players are demons with the Sheriff, but something 100 Thieves have done well is just not giving them opportunities, not giving them free fights, unless there's a teammate alongside it. And they now know that X-Ross is not on this spike. He needs instant shots. The first one goes pretty well. Second one as well! Oh my lord! He almost corrected just in time. You can never count him out, but 100 Thieves, the trade was quick enough.
It came down to the wire. Considering the weaponry brought in for Nongshim, it does make me, you know, if it's early stages, I'm thinking, wow, well, that's a great contest from them. It's a close round, but it's been a lot of close rounds. But 100 Thieves are edging that victory out every single time so far. For Nongshim, this half has been, well, again, you take out that ninja that they had, that sneaky defuse, and it's been a disaster of a half.
They've definitely been struggling over on this defense. A second pause being called. I think 100 Thieves have done an excellent job of soaking up the pressure. And then when they can get back into those post plants, they've been almost unstoppable. It literally is just a blip in the second round where they thought it was done. Every other post plant they had has looked very good. They've been incredible at buying themselves time, and the clock then becomes an additional member of their team. I think shutting down Danby early as well, it makes it so difficult to break the sight lines on the entry back into the site. He's definitely had a quieter second half, while X-Ross has been nothing but quiet. Even still, though, a second pause called, a last-ditch effort to talk from the coaches, and 100 Thieves 2 rounds away from a grand final.
And it looked like it was all over. Not that long ago. Now the lead is theirs. Nongshim putting their credits into this one. Ult's nearly online, but not quite close enough, at least for now. Picks needed, 1 for X-Ross, and this round becomes incredibly difficult if it's not traded quickly. Ivy spotted already, trying to make the play out of the garage, but he's not alone. Danby comes to meet him. Now it's going to be a blitz. Cryo tries to fly under the radar, but second man through. Ivy catches him. Danby, the trailblazer, spots Bang right outside the site, but a flurry of frags for Timotino, and Bora puts 100 Thieves within punching distance of a grand final. They've got the code dialed in, punch punched in, and all that remains is to turn that final key.
I said it already. They're a team that over the years, their attendance at international events has been few and far between. They made it here last year, entered the group of death, and left in the group stage. Now they sit one round away from maybe their biggest moment in Valorant, a grand final, millions on the line, and a chance to be immortalized. But Nongshim are not a team to go quietly. They're not a team to shy away.
One more
They
round
have
to
pushed
go.
up with 4 players outside this A site, and they're looking to fight.
They're gonna take this. They're gonna take this all the way.
It's been spotted
They're
in the
gonna
drone
take
and
this all the
already
way.
seen 2 players up close, but they find out there's much more
They're
than
gonna
they
take this.
bargained for.
They
Under
need this.
Fury kept
They need this
reinforcements
right now.
back, and
Come
Dandy
on.
found one.
Come on.
The plan
Come
tries
on.
to come in on scene, but
Come on.
the run it back
Come
cancels
on.
just before the clock.
About
Not
10.
quite as favorable as it could
What?
be, but a reposition
Come
of the
on.
plant. They'll now
Damn.
look to fight deep. Ivy more than ready.
Come on.
More than prepared for everything thrown his way.
Play great. Play smart.
And
Play
Asuna,
smart. Play
the
great.
man who had to step up to the plate, we said, had to be the difference maker.
No.
Well, an ace would
No,
certainly
it's gonna be
immortalize
A.
that
They're gonna be A
position.
or B. B, B, B.
Instead, it will be
B.
Nongshim.
Come on.
12 to 11, map
No save.
3,
There ain't no
going
time
the
to save.
distance.
There ain't no
And it's a
save.
team who's already hoisted a trophy this year on an international stage, who's fighting for survival.
What an insane round again from Ivy.
To take it.
The man could genuinely have a highlight
Yes,
reel
the
from
bear.
every single series he's
They
played this
have
tournament.
the bear.
It came down to the last map versus Vitality, and he became an immortal enemy. Someone they will look to get revenge on for years to come. And for 100 Thieves now, the pressure is on. They're doing it again. They're walking up the other side of the map. It's the same scenario with aggression. The point of call. The constant slam of
Oh
the button,
my
but Zora
God.
against the opener this time.
Oh
the
my
trade
God.
onto Ivy, he can only get one. Zora with another.
12 and 11.
Zora again. It's left down to
12 and
Francis.
11.
The one man standing.
12,
The
11.
first kill's
12
easy.
and 11. 12 and 11.
Tournament survival.
Where are we going?
Bang. The prodigal son of 100 Thieves
Okay, this one down.
returned to try and take
Omar?
them to a grand final.
One more. One more.
He was on
One more. One more.
Sen City.
Come on.
But now
Come
he
on.
sits
Just take him out.
with the
Just take
Thieves,
him out. Just take him out. Just take him out.
looking to try and rob
1v1.
Nongshim and maybe
1v1.
us of an overtime.
Come on.
And Francis
Come on. Come on.
is waiting
It's a 1-on-1.
to see if his
It's a
opponent
1v1.
looks to wrap
It's a
around.
1v1. We planted. We planted.
Expecting
Play
the
spike. Play
aggression.
spike. Play spike.
Of course, it's what Nongshim would do, but Bang playing this patiently. His smoke is faded
my
now.
gosh.
The advantage in that fight gone, but the timing couldn't be better. 100 Thieves. They started this with success.
You're getting my delayed response. I'm watching on TV. I'm watching on the television.
Like the series
Chuck
was
Dart.
theirs, but Nongshim battled back into an almost undeniable advantage. And at the final moment, when they're counting their money, the vault door swings open. And who stands there but the Thieves? Bags packed, ready for the grand finals.
It's been a long time coming for this organization.
That is so.
They have been in since the beginning. They've been invested. They've been purchasing the young talent. They've been even bringing back old names, committed to some, but constantly attempting to make it to the very top of the tower. And versus Nongshim, I'll be honest, after round 2 of that half, I thought they would be boomed. I thought they would be out of it, facing off against chaos ensued. But they are the control, the calm, the reality that Nongshim had to face. As 100 Thieves will step on this stage one more time in a grand final and have a chance to take a title, immortalize themselves alongside Heretics. And for Nongshim, it was a massive return, but not quite their day today.
They made a deep run. They can be proud of that. They put out some big teams in a big way.
They're definitely back.
They're back. But back with a bang was 100 Thieves. An unbelievable display from this squad here today. They counted themselves in when everybody counted them out. Congratulations, 100 Thieves. Let's hear from them alongside Lou and Ian Chambers.
Holy.
Absolutely. Look, we started this day with a huge question. Who will be our grand finalists? We know that one of them will be 100 Thieves. And standing by with Asuna right now, that must feel like such a huge accomplishment. Feels like a long time coming and a real chance to make history.
Yeah, it feels amazing. I'm so happy to make my first top 2 grand finals appearance, and especially in front of such an amazing crowd. Feels great, and yeah, feels like a burden lifting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you as well. You know, being for the first time in the grand finals at an international must feel amazing, because when I started playing Valorant, since I started casting, you were part of 100 Thieves. So if you want to maybe just tell us about that journey and how much it means to you to be there.
Yeah, it's been a long 6 years, and you know, I don't want to end this chapter without winning, so just going to keep going and pushing along.
A grand finals is played to be won, right? Exactly. Donc, deux premières questions. C'est sa première grande finale à un international. Il est trop content, évidemment, d'être là devant un public incroyable, même s'il y avait beaucoup de gens qui étaient pour Nongshim aussi. Ça fait 6 ans qu'il est là chez 100 Thieves, et évidemment, une finale, ça se gagne. Donc, il espère évidemment la gagner.
You mentioned it yourself that it feels like almost like a weight lifted. Talk to me why this is almost a bit of a redemption arc for yourself and the team.
I mean, I made EWC last year and we bombed out instantly, and it was pretty heartbreaking. And the year before that, I got Shanghai and top 4. So it's just nice to, you know, get a higher placement than last year. And, you know, we're not going to end here. We're going to go all the way and win.
You know, Timotino said to the French fans, buy the 100 Thieves bundle. Do you have anything you want to say to the French crowd, maybe? Something different?
Thank you for all the support. It's amazing to hear the cheers, and it's a one-of-one crowd. I can't believe it.
Wow, thank you so much. And also on a personal level, thank you very much. Il vous applaudit, il vous remercie, mesdames et messieurs. Merci à vous de faire du bruit pour eux. Également, il est ravi d'être là, and I think it's time for some key crushing.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a one-of-a-kind crowd, a one-of-a-kind experience as well here, Asuna. Crushing a key at the Esports World Cup. I think you're nervous.
Yes, I'm nervous. I don't know what I need to do.
Well, the thing is, it's a punishing thing, isn't it? And it's what separates this tournament from everywhere else.
Key crush.
Is that,
key crush.
yes, we celebrate our winners on the highest level, but of course we punish our losers like nowhere else. Just before you run it, hold on.
I'm too eager.
Too eager. I just want to hear the fans. Do the fans want to see our next key crushed?
Yes. Yes, guys, I want to know if you want to say maybe anything to Asuna before he gets the key crushed. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. What do you want to tell him?
I think it's just you just keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be great, I'm sure.
It's going to be great. Let's see how great of a key crush it gives in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, the time has come. This is it. Pacific's last hope gets crushed by the full force of our key crusher. I heard you give like an audible gasp there. What did you say as you crushed the key?
I said, oh my God, that made a big noise. I was not ready for that, and it felt like I had the lives of a team right there, and it felt like, I don't know, pretty personal.
Come with me, let's go a little bit further, because you mentioned how much you love being in front of this crowd support here, and there's a lot of them. I want you to talk about, let's just spin you around here. I want you to talk about what that crowd support, a lot of them were against you as well, but the noise, what did it feel like while you're in the server?
Feels amazing, and hearing, you know, the chants. I remember like in clutches, we still hear the crowd just quietly, and I could tell Vora, or Danby, and it's just amazing, and yeah, just one of one.
What do we think? Are we happy to see 100 Thieves in the grand final? NRG, BBL, who do you want?
NRG, I want my revenge.
Good stuff. Congratulations, man. See you in the final. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Ian, as it is Asuna and the rest of 100 Thieves in a hard-fought battle all the way to the third map. They get the job done over Nongshim Red Force and book their ticket to the grand final of EWC 2026.
And what an exhilarating win, because this roster, it's their first time making it to a Globals, let alone a Global Finals, man. What a placement for this team. I believed in them from the beginning of this tournament, and they've just come in, proved themselves over and over again, the creativity in the comps, but also the mindset to be able to come back from, what, 9-5 in that last map.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's a Cinderella story for these guys. I'm loving watching them play. My heart breaks for Nongshim. You know, I really saw it there. Just got T getting crushed as well. It's them eliminated. Pacific's last hope out of the tournament here, falling to the might of North America.
Players, coaches, managers, all hugs around for the North American squad, who are starting to achieve that potential that they built upon Asuna for so long. And as he said in his interview, he feels like the weight has been lifted from his shoulders, but the job is not done yet. As we welcome you back to the analyst studio, joining us fresh off his victory, another fantastic performance. It's Timotino here from 100 Thieves. Congratulations on the win. What are your initial thoughts here, brother?
I mean, I'm just so unbelievably proud of my team for having so much resilience. We had some great rounds, we had some not so great rounds, and we just really kept the energy all through the series, and I'm just so proud of us.
Yeah, I think I know one of those not so great rounds you're talking about. I think you're talking a little bit about that Thrifty. Tell me about it.
I mean, we have a rule, our coach has a rule, where if you get ninja diffused, you have to do, I think it's 1,000 push-ups each.
Dang.
So, you know,
it's a long evening.
You're gonna see me tomorrow. I'm gonna be jacked. I'm gonna be huge. It's just, holy, we needed so much resilience to come back from that, because never had a round happen like that.
Talk to me about that resilience. You know, you're down big at the half, win the pistol, lose the eco. How are you recovering from that? Who's the vibes guy? Who's the one really carrying the emotional side of this team?
I mean, it was mostly Peter, Asuna. Like, the second that round happened, he said, guys, these rounds happen, even though they happen. So, guys, just focus. It never happened. Let's just play. And we kind of, I'm not gonna lie, after that round, there was no pressure anymore. We just played the game. We just didn't care. It was like, it's whatever. We just got anti-eco, ninja diffused. Just play. Let's have some fun.
That's fair. I have to ask you though, because you guys have had like the perma curse in Americas, as we know, constantly that fourth place.
Yep.
This is your first Globals. What was it like? What was the prep like getting into this? Because you guys are farming right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, people tell me that, 100 Thieves has a curse, they only end fourth. But I've never been there. It's my first time, and it's not a curse on me. I don't believe in it. So I mean, it's just incredible. Right now, we've been practicing so much. We've been working so unbelievably hard, especially my coaches, every single day. After the match against who was it? Who did we play yesterday?
MIBR.
MIBR, there you go. After MIBR, they stayed all night. They did so much prep, so much against Nongshim, and it really showed today.
Yeah.
How did you find, so playing against, in an international event like this, you play against teams from all the other regions. How did you find the aggression of Pacific, of Nongshim? It's so well known. They won Santiago with it. So how did that feel different to America?
I mean, I'm just so used to it. Coming into Tier 1 as a Tier 2 player that just played Envy all the time. I'm used to that playstyle. That's the playstyle I'm used to. They run at you and you have to be ready.
Yeah.
So I was just, especially like BBL and Nongshim, those are the two most aggressive teams in my opinion. I was just so ready to just hold my crosshair and shoot them.
Yeah, one of your teammates that really popped off during this series was Bang. We've got some highlights here from him. What was it like being in the server knowing man, everyone's firing, but he definitely was?
Oh my God, it was incredible watching that round on Sunset where he faked TP'd and killed 3. I was amazed. I was standing up. I mean, Sean is insane. He's just a big-time player, and he played insane today.
Speaking of Sunset, you guys hit that all tournament. Was that your plan coming into today?
Not really. I think we didn't have that much prac into Sunset. We really focused on other maps, so it was kind of just like a pocket pick. We know we're strong on it, but it's not our strongest map, and we're gonna play it if we need to.
Yeah, your map pool is actually crazy deep.
Yeah, I mean, for a best of 5, you guys have got to be feeling hyped.
I can't wait.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. What changes the most here? Grand finals, best of 5. This whole tournament's been in best of 3. Like, how does your mindset change?
I mean, I just get to play more. I play more maps. I kill more people. I love that.
Asuna actually said he wanted to play NRG. Do you agree?
I agree. I fully agree.
You don't want to play BBL?
I don't want to. I mean, I'm down to play BBL.
I don't like the way you phrase that either. You put him in a tough
I don't like that. That's sneaky.
Hey, I've been all about 100 Thieves this whole time.
That's true.
Pass.
We had our picks at the beginning of the playoffs. There was one person who selected 100 Thieves. It was Athena. She did believe in.
Respect.
We take a look at that bracket as it was 100 Thieves getting the job done here against Nongshim Red Force, knocking them down to the 3rd place match tomorrow. BBL and NRG, our next match here. Who do you think is going to win? I know you want to play NRG, but who do you think is going to win here, Timotino?
I think NRG is going to win. I don't think it's going to be a close match. I think it's going to be an ugly match where BBL is going to give it all they got, and it's going to be really ugly. But I feel like NRG's got the experience to back it up and just shut down rookies like BBL.
So I have something super cool for stream.
On top.
I love that. I have a question for you.
What I'm going to do is just something unique.
It feels
it
like
is
everyone's constantly
basically
against you. You have like a small section of crowd over there that's actually really big 100 Thieves fans. How do you feel playing against that? Do you feel it at all when you're in game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it, especially after the games. I take off my headset and they're all screaming my name. I mean, it just feels absolutely incredible. There's one Japanese fan.
How this is gonna work?
Right behind us.
I
love
have
that guy
no
so
clue.
much. So, whoever you are, you're the GOAT.
Let's get that guy a jersey.
No, actually,
we were talking to the French casters, and they were like, "Oh, Timotino." I looked at his real name. That is a French-sounding name.
I love French.
French-Canadian. He's one of us. So definitely the crowd supporting 100 Thieves. Congratulations on your win, man. Final word to the fans who've supported you.
I mean, guys, I said it yesterday. I'm gonna say it again. You have to buy the 100 Thieves bundle. We're gonna win it all.
There you have it. 100 Thieves making it on in
Yeah,
to the grand
I won.
finals. But we're not done here at EWC. Before we get into our second semifinals match, we have Ginny standing by with Apex Legends and Fatal Fury, who has their finals today.
Bet. Another day, another dollar.
We got some pretty great action happening today around EWC with 2 titles wrapping up. So first things first, Glitter, we're gonna have to check with Apex because today is the day where we crown the winners.
We sure do, and it's not gonna be a slow and easy journey for our winners either because we've got match point finals. So for anybody who doesn't know, it means that we play until there's a winner. One team has to hit 50-point threshold first, and after they hit that threshold, then they have to get another win. So this could go 5 games. This could go 15 games, and we won't know until we know. So it's going to be pretty epic. And with the big teams that we still have in there when it comes to CC, like we still have Falcons, we still have Liquid, all in this competition right now. No,
neither do we anymore.
That's all right, though. It's a great opportunity for some points.
Absolutely. This is their chance to actually, for any of these teams, to kind of get a leg up when it comes to the CC. But that's what's happening over on the Apex stage. We also have Fatal Fury that's going to be wrapping up today, which is kind of why we're prepping behind us to really get that ceremony going. Chris, you're having some updates and insights as well in terms of what we're going to be looking at today. So what's happening at Fatal Fury?
Absolutely. We started things strong. It was 5-1 the first game, and Virtus Pros player Mitsuhashi has just progressed to the semifinals, so guaranteeing them some nice points early on. We also have Vitality still in the competition. One of the main ones to be competing against Falcons in the championship.
We're gonna try to do a split. So how this is gonna work is pretty much I'm gonna split up the things and we're gonna see how we
for you
go
guys
from
still in
there.
the running. For us, they
We
actually
will
dropped out
be only
yesterday, so they
co-streaming
did qualify
one
for some
Twitch
points.
stream.
But when it comes to
Why?
your favorite,
Because
who
I
do
think
you
it's
think is
cooler
going to be
that
left for
way.
that trophy later?
Now, how the audio is gonna work, I don't know. We're just gonna try it for today.
They're going to try and get some points because he's one of
finals
like the
for,
4 favorites from
Valorant
the start
is
of the
not until
competition,
tomorrow.
still in it. So we've had a few upsets, a few people overperforming, but he's the one I'm looking at.
So
All right, thank you so
try
much for
to
your
see
update,
how
Trav. I
this is gonna
appreciate
work.
it. That's it from us. Back to you.
We book Esports World Cup up.
All right, let's try this.
information? There's no way I'm letting them keep me out. Tonight's the night of the Esports World Cup opening ceremony, and I still haven't gotten my invitation yet. Something about not wanting a repeat of previous events. But I'm not going to let something as silly as an approved guest list stop me from hitting that red carpet. I'm finding a way in. Time to crush some carpet.
3 teams all around this mythic bin now.
GK get EMP'd. Or should I say that, excuse me, is their EMP trying to slow down the push coming in from behind. Where that zone is going, though, we'll pay attention to that in a few seconds' time, because that is going to upset the lobby.
To me, this is yours.
Wow, to say the least. That is where we are going.
I
mentioned how it didn't feel quite right for a
in order to
hardpoint
come to the
wall.
red carpet or the orange carpet, you got to be wearing red
to
or
the
orange.
hill house, the top of the zip line.
I'm not on the red
Where that building is and who is holding.
Pan down.
Pretty at the top of it.
Pan
It's
down. What
ninjas
color
in
is the carpet?
pajamas.
I can't let you borrow this because I have a
Sentinels
black shirt
also in the area as well. We know what an incredible zone-heavy team Sentinels can be. The reigning world champions.
I am.
It's Team Liquid backed away initially from GK, but perhaps they're going to re-engage. Now, they've not seen a third team. Falcons, they didn't see any knocks in the kill feed, so they back away. As those CQs now start to give a little bit of information, of course.
Have you been here for a bit?
I just
disable those abilities and a little bit of stun as well.
The difficulty here for GK is if they get hit by that CQ.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
And Caustic
it was
becomes
very
essentially
French,
useless.
but it was nice.
Can I get those barrels
fans
out?
are freaking
Cannot use that
crazy
Caustic.
and
We see
rabid.
Sentinels
How did you
eliminated.
train them
The world
to be like
champions will
that?
fall early in match number 1. They had a great position as well.
I've seen
It's
them go
ninjas in
after some
pajamas who
LCS
took care of their
casters
nearest
too.
threat. Or Team Liquid now walking through. And a Skynate coming in from Jesco. This could be the end of TL's game.
Spin, a full fit
Last
check.
player has to try and get away. It's going to be Panic as the last one alive. And actually, Panic gets a knock.
Wait, hold up, back up.
Why?
What is, how do you even get a vegan buffalo? What is vegan buffalo?
Okay, I'm a
Walking their way up outside
really
the command
into the
center from the
cause for
Spider Cave.
animals.
SAUL looking to see if they could drag Jesco back as well and manage to do so from hither. So they will be healthy.
I'm gonna have 10
As Falcons now going to start to hold out GK. Great shots coming in from Hal.
Oh, this is going to get ugly because Zeta Division also here at command center.
Players on any of these teams
It's going to be difficult to try to. They've already held a 1 versus 2. And now Yuka, with the longbow, will eliminate SAUL down to 14 teams.
And they're healthy. They have to keep moving forward though. 23 seconds on the zone. But Yuka, off of a body, has swapped out a longbow for a Kraber. Inches away, but inches makes all the difference. Uh-oh, Falcons. You're getting slid on. You're getting picked on. But now, it's up to Guild. He can't win it. Falcons eliminated. And Zeta Division continue this reign of terror.
AG Global eliminated as well in the kill feed. Nemesis now approaching onto Zeta Division here. But Zeta seem to be an unstoppable force as GK Esports will get taken out of the lobby. Now this is the center of the zone. This is a huge fight to win. NIP have lost 1.
Cole is down. A lot of damage, of course, done by Vayne with that car, but not enough to get the knock and even up the numbers. However, the portal from Kurev, huge, vital to get Cole back into a position where he can get res, but here comes Cinetic. Here comes for fun, and Kurev has to jump into the void.
And Vayne's not particularly healthy as well, but of course can go into that drone. Grab that death box potentially as well. There is still hope here for NIP.
Overflow on Kurev as well, but For Fun have bullied them out of the building. Nemesis now taking a lot of damage. You can see that up on the high ground. Surprise, surprise, who's taken them out? It's going to be Zeta Division again. Team Nemesis will be eliminated. Half the lobby is gone.
The cockroaches of the lobby in the moment are Zeta Division. No one seems to be able to take them down. Surely this is going to be their final fight. But now, even Reject are under fire as they started to approach. Satuki has gone down. And finally, after a valiant effort, Zeta Division will fall. But alongside from KP is now RRQ approaching Reject.
As he flash pops back through the portal, just trying to look to see if they can pick up some KP. They will have to move in a little bit, and I think they're going to get healthy before walking up to where that portal was. The damage was enough for them to try and take this spot away from Reject. Yuri still down, and Axis barely with any HP himself. See the breach charges coming in. And RRQ are going to give an OXL over to Pricey on the Wraith to try and hit another portal.
4 of these teams are nowhere near zone. And they're going to quickly find out how difficult it is to try and approach uphill. Sadly for Reject as a 2, there's too many eyes on at the moment. Wraith Portal is going to be the only attempt here.
Oh, the phase dome will keep him alive, but it allows RRQ just to creep up and take this tree spot away. RC still somehow alive, by the way. I don't know how. Unlimit now from that the northernmost tip of the wall, have to force their way forward. Remember, they dropped over here. They thought the zone call was going to be a hard wall zone, but the pull away has really scuppered their game.
Oh, and the caustic barrels in the end do enough as Unlimit and Reject will be wiped away from this server. As Team Vision, I mentioned this position a little bit earlier from the northeast. They bided their time, they didn't overcommit, and now they've been able to slowly but surely work their way further south. And now they actually hold out the likes of Wolves and GG.
One of the best conversion rates that you could possibly ask for when you look at top 5s to wins is Team Vision. That'll be very important if they hit match point today. But they've got to get there first. A lot of